Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Jason Lloyd. I'm Adam the Bull. We got Mike, Steve, Earl, Anthony on the other side of the glass, and a lot to get to today, guys. I was driving in, and do you ever, when you were driving the left lane, when there's, do you judge
Probably
people?
the answer is yes, but go ahead.
Do you judge people based on how they look? Not necessarily race or religion. Well, you wouldn't know their religion, I guess. But not necessarily that, but just like you look at a person, you're like, you don't belong in the left lane. You can just tell just by looking at them.
I don't look at people.
You don't?
No.
Well, there was a situation I'm driving in, and we were going pretty fast in the left lane. Nothing crazy, but pretty fast. And there was one car in the left lane kind of holding things up. And then the highway, coming from the west side downtown, it's cut down to 3 lanes for a little while because what are they doing, by the way? What is all that construction?
They're expanding it. But
is that what they're doing?
It's not for a little while. This is supposed to be like, I want to say like multiple years this is going to be like this.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's all kinds of construction. I got construction on my street. I got construction. It's a mess. But anyway, it's a beautiful day today. And I'm driving in the left lane, and then it opens up the 4 lanes again. So me and these 2 other cars, and the one person that was in the front of the left lane moves over, and as I drive by, I'm like, nah, you don't belong in the left lane. Especially I just saw the person. You're not a left laner. Don't be in the left lane. You can't drive in the left lane if you're not appropriately ready for such a thing.
Especially if it's 10 and 2. If that person is in the left-hand lane with the 10 and 2, right, and they are really perfectly sitting up, and they look like the cops is behind them, under no circumstances should you be in the left lane.
Unless you're me, you shouldn't be in the left lane for very long anyway. Like, unless you're hauling. The left lane is to pass and get over. Right. Pass and get over. Yeah. And leave the left lane open for lunatics.
And you qualify for that, no doubt about it.
Could you get it? So I've always wondered, if you did a troll job like this, could you, say for instance, a police officer in the left-hand lane, he's going fast. Yeah. Could you get behind him and go as fast as he's going?
Oh, I do it all the time.
That's not legal.
I mean, but how you
can pull me over?
You.
I'm behind you.
How you gonna put that?
Funny you mention that. There it is. I tried to pass a cop one time. I'm serious. He was going slow. Yeah. And I tried to pass him, and I moved over, and he hit his lights. He's like, no.
Well, that was not a smart move by you.
But he was going. He wasn't.
But he's a cop. You can't drive past the cop.
I can do the speed limit, can't I?
Not if you're driving past the cop. You got to be extra cautious.
I tried to pass the cop.
Hey, listen,
he didn't pull me over, but he hit his lights. I was like,
piss.
Warning.
In the black man's handbook, that is a no-no. That is under no circumstances.
That's definitely true.
Like that, we go to seminars about that. They're like, listen,
never passed it because I pass cops all the time.
Oh no!
If cops are in the right lane, you can pass them. I pass them all the time.
All depends on you. You actually look at them and judge them a little bit too. You actually look at them and hold on. You look like you hang out off duty.
As a cop, you have the right to basically drive like a lunatic whenever you want. If you're not taking advantage of that, that's very disappointing.
If you're maintaining the flow of traffic, I mean, that's not a very good excuse. But if cars, sometimes the cops are over here and cars are just going by them.
I think sometimes they look at you and respect you a little bit. I think they respect you a little bit. Like they look at you, they be like, yeah, you know what? I like how he went 72. That was cool. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing.
Let's turn the page from driving to free agency. Today at noon is when the unofficial tampering period, or the official, I guess, tampering period begins.
Tampering period is what they're calling it now.
And there's actually a new rule this year. For the first time ever in the NFL, teams can talk to prospective free agents for up to an hour. Once it's an hour, the phone cuts you right off. You're done. I don't know. Do we have that technology yet?
The free Zoom. How long is the free Zoom?
You could do the Zoom for an hour. Oh, the free Zoom is 45 minutes.
And then it cuts?
Yeah. I mean, they're NFL teams. They should have the money to pay for the Zoom. But anyway, at noon it officially begins. We've already seen a lot of action this morning. Minkah Fitzpatrick has been traded to the not to the Steelers. to the Jets.
The Dolphins are officially tanking.
For the low.
The Dolphins cut Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
Rashawn Gary has been traded from the Packers to the Cowboys.
Don't tell me that the Browns can't cut Rashawn. Don't tell me they can't.
You're right.
They can.
You're right.
They could have last year.
That
they
100.
could.
The cap hit on Tua is bigger than what the cap hit would be on Deshaun.
This idea that you just have to throw your hands up, you're stuck with him, is bull. And I said it last year.
Yeah.
It's not true. You could cut him if you wanted to.
$99 million.
If it's important enough to get rid of a guy, you do it. And that's what Miami has said. What will the Browns do today? We shall see. Are they going to be big players in free agency? Nothing official can happen until 4 p.m. on Wednesday, but today is when we start seeing moves happen. Will the Browns get in the quarterback market? And I've got a big announcement to make in this first segment. Because I have done a 180. A full 180. After a call that I received this weekend, I got inside information.
Ooh, name your sources.
I'm not telling you my sources.
That's what you tell me all the time. Name your sources.
I don't share sources. You know that. I got a call from a source, and it has made me do a 180 on a quarterback potentially for the Browns.
Now you like Shedeur.
I'm not going to tell you anything.
Okay.
That's what's called a tease in this business.
All right, we're going to see what this talks
about. We'll get to the Guardians later. The Cavs embarrassed themselves at home yesterday.
We was talking about that 15 minutes before the show.
Mike, you and Mike are going to fight, and I'm here for it.
We're going to fight today on this.
Why are we going to fight?
I already know we are.
Mike already done prepped us. He brought us. We was in there early. Yeah. He had Steve pulling up 3 minutes of films. He already making excuses.
Okay, a lot of excuses happening. That's all coming up. We'll send it to Mike for the first time.
We will start with some NFL free agency, guys. Before we do that, we've had massive growth on social media, and our subscribers of late continue that trend, guys. Help us out. It costs you $0.00 to hit the like button, to hit the subscribe button on YouTube, to click that follow button on our Instagram, on our Twitter, on our TikTok accounts. We're actually live streaming on the WKYC Instagram right now, so you can view us on multiple platforms. It costs you $0.00 and helps us out a lot on the back end. So we appreciate all your guys' continued support. And with that, let's play one of our favorite games. We're going to use the happy, sad face cutouts here for some free agency predictions.
Yeah, we are.
With the Cleveland Browns.
I can't tell the difference.
In my case, it's happy and angry.
Well, I can't tell the difference in happy and sad. I just have one face. I have one face.
I mean, it's pretty obvious with those cutouts there.
Hey, Anthony, we need to update my cheeks on these. You update my face. He's
got skinnier cheeks.
I got skinnier face.
I got you.
Yeah, shave these down a little bit crazy.
I don't know how to make them, but I'll Google it.
All right.
We'll figure that out.
Are we ready?
We're going to give you a player and a projected annual average value for the contract. Not necessarily the years, just the annual average value based on the Seth Walter projection from ESPN.com.
You hold that.
You ain't gonna
now keep in mind, guys.
Garrett Steinbrenner over here. Don't say
he wants everybody.
Anybody.
Keep in mind that the salary cap is $306 million. Remember, the first 20 years of the salary cap, it went up roughly $100 million. In the last 4 years, the cap has gone up roughly $100 million. So 20 years versus 4 years. So keep in mind.
You look like you're landing a plane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Keep that in mind when we talk about these free agents, because this is the second biggest jump 1 year in 1 year.
It's about your space. It's not just necessarily the cap. It's about how much space you have.
Well, I understand that, sure. Yeah. But just in general, not for the Browns, but just in general, you're going to see some high contracts that will seem out of whack because, I'd say this crop of free agents is not great. So you're going to see them when they get these high money, you're going to be like, is he worth that money? Plus the cap going up, the second largest jump ever. Those things are going to lead to some big contracts for guys who will probably get cut a year later.
If groceries is high, salary cap is high. Let's get it done.
All right, let's do it. First guy.
So we're going to start with the name that, Bull, I did not prep you on yesterday.
Oh, no.
Because this was a name that I was unaware existed until this morning. Albert Beer was on with Ken and Lima this morning and mentioned Chris Paul, the guard. No, not the basketball guard, the guard for the Washington Commanders. And I'm going to read you the exact quote Albert Breer gave to Ken and Lima because it sparked this is important meeting.
Yeah.
And I quote, "Maybe the most interesting one to watch is Commanders guard Chris Paul, who appears to have priced himself out of Washington with teams like Cleveland in hot pursuit. Paul became a full-time starter for the first time 3 weeks into his fourth pro season and is trending towards one of those, are you kidding me, he got what sort of deals."
Those
so
always
if
work
you're
out
unfamiliar
well.
with Chris Paul, This is what we could find on Chris Paul in the last 8 minutes since this.
I know he's terrible on run defense.
Yes, he ranked 49th overall in terms of PFF grade. That is 73rd out of 81 qualified guards. Yeah. He was the 5th highest ranked pass blocking guard according to PFF. He was also the 78th out of 81 qualified run blocking guards.
No.
So we don't have a number for Chris Paul, but based off what Breer said, are you kidding me? He got what sort of contract would you be in favor or against that for Chris Paul, not the basketball Hall of Fame guard, but the former Commanders offensive guard?
No, I don't want Chris Paul. First of all, I never heard of the guy. I mean, have you heard of Chris Paul?
No.
How is this guy getting all this money? Nobody's heard of this guy.
23 career starts.
He's the worst
round pick.
Mike, he's the worst or one of the worst run blocking guards in the league. You're a guard. I need you to maul. If the Browns are going to have success in the 2026 season, it's got to be in running the ball. They're probably going to have an inexperienced quarterback. They're going to need to be excellent at running the ball. Their offensive line last year was terrible at run blocking. So I'm not giving a contract that blows me away to a guy who's not good at run blocking.
Well, you're burying the lead on this.
Yeah.
He plays left guard.
Well, are you saying that means that
Joe Batonio?
I mean, yeah, we kind of assumed that and kind of knew that was probably where this was headed.
Yeah.
But if they're paying big money on a left guard, that sort of does it not sort of seal the deal on Joel's future?
I guess so,
if Joel is not coming back, and I think they begged and pleaded with him, he may be taking his time. But if they giving this dude money, that means they don't have any other options.
Well, there's going to be other options. You don't have to sign the most expensive guard who's a terrible run blocker. Why is that? Why is the solution to always pay the most expensive guy?
Because the Browns throw money at their problems.
That's stupid.
That's what they do.
So we could play Zach Zenner. Would you like to do that?
What, you're telling me there's no other free agents?
Hey, listen, I mean, we need 7 of them. We need him and about 4 other dudes.
We just saw this guy's terrible against the run. He's one of the worst in the league.
He can pass block.
You're going to pay big money to a guy who's a one-dimensional guard?
Hey, man, it's a lot of one-dimensional players, man. 3 and D players.
All right. G is in. Jason and I are out.
Hey, listen, I'm just asking, if I'm looking at it, do I love it? No. But we always knew we needed 7 linemen. He's a lineman. He can do a couple of things good. It's either that or KT Levinston.
You know, some guys you want to sign right away. But a lot of times in the NFL free agency, you get bargains late. Like solid players who fall through the cracks who you get for a little money. The Bengals signed Dalton Reisner last year. They re-signed him now right before. Like, he's a veteran guard. He's solid, not amazing. He's solid. They paid him nothing. The Browns should do something like that at guard.
Well, I'm curious to see
what the price is.
Well, we haven't heard Tevin Jenkins' name at all. And if they liked him enough to bench Wyatt late in the year, wouldn't it make sense that you would like him enough to bring him back? At least you have some sort of track record with him. I mean, I haven't heard one word about him. Now, it doesn't mean anything. They could sign him in 2 days, 3 days.
Well, they can sign him now since he's on their team.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, and he would be on the right side, I would imagine. He would be the right guard.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're going to have to go to free agency likely for guards, I would think. I think you're going to draft a tackle.
Yeah.
Probably draft a guard, too, at some point.
Yeah, but to start right away, are you drafting a guard?
It happens.
I'm not saying you can't. I mean, you could in the second round or maybe even
later. I mean, there are plenty of 3rd, 4th round guards who start right away.
You know,
it happens a lot.
This Chris Paul guy is a former 7th round pick who started 23 games.
The last couple of years, he was a development guy early in his career.
Jason said something about this. Jason said this about 2 years ago. And I was sitting there thinking about it because I knew we was going to talk about these free agents. And some of the guys that we're going to take in free agency ain't that good. Like, they ain't going to be worth the money, but you're going to reach for them a little bit. The Browns have a lot of young players. They've signed 10 guys last year, and all of them rookies played. Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
They're going to sign more dudes again, and all them rookies going to play.
Yeah.
So you're going to have cases where you may sign a guy, and he may not necessarily be a guy that's going to be playing in the middle of the season. But what you need up front is you need bodies. Like, because at the end of the year, we were signing dudes off the practice squad.
But you don't sign a guy who's going to be overpriced for bodies. You sign bodies for bodies.
They don't. That's funny. There was a song called "Body to Body" once by Chris Brown, but never mind.
It's just, I mean, you mentioned Zach Zinner earlier. The miss on Zinner is what's put him in this position.
Right.
Because Zinner should be ready to step in and start right now.
The miss on every draft pick besides last year.
You should not have to be searching for the Chris Pauls of the world because Zach Zinner should be ready to step in and
Or
start.
they could have drafted a guard in the 3rd round last year instead of wasting a pick on Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
So I think they will draft a guard. I think they will see if Zach Zinner can do something. But in the meantime, you better have a contingency plan. This is a high-priced contingency plan. And when you're the Browns, you beggars can't be choosers. You can't be mad that you worried about a car payment and the interest rate is super high when you ain't got no way to get to work. Do you need to get to work? Yeah. Does this car payment worth it? Not really. But I can't take the bus 2 hours to wherever I work. So I need a car today. JD by Ryder. And this is it. Chris Paul, welcome to the team.
All right, Mike, next.
All right, let's go from the offensive line to a potential quarterback, the highest priced quarterback on the market, Malik Willis, with an annual average value of 32.5. G. Bush said he wouldn't put up the bad face for anything. But
I have it here in case he needs it, but I know you don't need it on this
Do you
one.
need it back for Malik Willis?
What is this? 32 point. This is what they gonna pay him
Per year, on average.
I'm going to use Adam the Bull's face. There you go. I'm going to co-sign this face right here. No, you can't do it. Unacceptable. Out of pocket, G. You lost in the sauce. You lost me on this one. Mikey, you spelled that wrong, too. Malik Willis should be Malik Fellis. 32.5. No.
G put all my things in one sentence there. That's good. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm in the no camp.
Yeah.
Not at that price.
I can't pay. How do I pay a guy who is not proven anything that much money?
Yeah.
I had to talk myself into Chris Paul, not the Hooper. Like, dude. 32.
Yeah. I messed that up. Yeah, here. You do need that back.
Yeah, but I just improvise.
I mean, has when the rookie. Even when you could pay rookies whatever you wanted, guys never got paid $32.5 million per year.
No.
Would he be the highest paid non-proven quarterback ever?
Oh, for sure, because of what you just talked about with the cap going up. I mean, $30 million was the going rate
for
not
Baker.
that long ago for good quarterbacks.
Yeah,
like proven guys.
They say, "Oh no, we can't give Baker 30."
What did Josh Allen get? Like $35 million, I think, on his
something like that.
On that extension around the time when Baker was up, it was like $35 million.
What is Burrow's extension? How much he get paid a year?
I think he's getting 50.
Right, he was him and they went up to the 50. Him and Mahomes started doing the 50-50 thing.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
But Dak Prescott's number, I think, when he franchise tagged, wasn't it like 30-something million, 30 roughly in there?
So it's not as crazy as it sounds anymore. These are all the quarterbacks. If we're going off that number for Malik Willis, 32.5.
Yeah.
This is the list of quarterbacks with an average annual value, that same composite higher. You ready? And this is starting from the lowest to the highest from above. Baker's at 33.3, Darnold 33.5, Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, Stafford, Cousins, Mahomes, Watson, Kyler, Hurts, Jackson, Herbert, Goff, Purdy, Tua, Burrow, Allen, Love, Lawrence, and Prescott.
I mean, all those guys had at least 1 year of success. Like Darnold got paid after his year the year before.
Malik's agent, David Mulugeta, obviously, is one of the best in the NFL. Like, he's high, powerful, like really, really good. And I think some of what's been going on with Malik is a little bit of agent talk.
I gotta believe.
I will be shocked
if he get that.
That's crazy.
30 million. I'd be shocked.
If he get that, I'm gonna shake his hand.
There's not that many teams that need a quarterback. And
that's the thing.
You can get these other guys for like nothing.
I mean, and that's the point Zach was making a couple weeks ago. I think is like who are really the bidders, and that's why he thought the Browns would get in on it. But I think that's what drives the price down. Is I don't think there's a ton of teams that are really going to go. I mean, the Browns will throw money at anything. They've proven that time and again.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're going to be in this market, and I don't know.
I mean, now that you drop Tua with this money, they going to drop the 99 plus they about to take this?
Yeah, that's why I think that I think Miami's in full tank mode.
Yeah,
if they could get Malik at half the price of that, if you can get him for $15, $16 million a year and you're Miami, okay. That makes a little bit more sense to me, especially taking the cap hit that you.
I mean, if they got rid of Minka Fitzpatrick, I'm like, all right, well, I guess Quinn Ewers is balling now.
I mean, Daniel Jones. What did Jones get from Indy last year? 15.
I don't remember.
15.
No, Daniel Jones
from Indy. Didn't he get like 15 or 16 last year?
Over the cap is 37.
No, he did not get 37.
No, I don't remember what he got.
I think it was like
his
1
contract
year.
this year, according to Over the Cap.
No, last year when he signed as a free agent with Indy.
Yeah, because he's franchised.
He got transition. He got transition tag.
Transition.
When he signed with Indy, I want to say it was like just look it up, just Google it. I think it was like a 1 year, like 15.
1 year, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Daniel Jones, who actually did have a little bit of a track record in New York and did have some flashes, could only get 14 on the open market?
Yeah.
And you're telling me Malik is going to get twice that?
I would say the argument would be Daniel Jones was more bad than good, and it felt like the die was cast on him more than Malik Willis.
And I wouldn't push back on that.
But still, you're talking about more than double what
There's
he
still
got.
somewhat more of a proven commodity.
Yeah. Nobody's paying 30-something million. That's
I would be shocked if he actually gets that.
All right, well, let's move on.
You better be pretty convinced he's the next franchise quarterback if you're going to pay that. Go ahead.
Let's move on to one that certainly will be paid. I can guarantee you this contract will be paid. Kyler Murray for $1.3 million. Would you take this deal? Well, why don't you start us off? Because you made your thoughts on Kyler pretty
I am
clear already.
about to shock you.
Wow.
I received a call this weekend from an unnamed source. And you know I was all high on Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
You were his agent for about a week.
I received a call from someone in the know who said to me, listen, none of his teammates like him.
Nobody went to his birthday party.
Nobody went to his birthday party. Dang. They don't like him. Dang. He doesn't care enough. The guy is, you're not going to win with him. Dang. He's a huge negative. And I was like, well, I trust that you have proper information here. I'm off Kyler.
Dang.
I am out.
That must have been
in to out.
That's a crazy conversation.
On Kyler Murray. That's the shocking news of the day. Goodbye, Kyler. Dang. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
So then what would you do at quarterback?
If I'm the Browns, I do one of two things right now. I would, if there's a quarterback in this draft that I think is, now I don't know enough myself personally, I'm not going to be a phony about it. If there's a quarterback in this draft that I liked enough to take with, in the first round, then I would do it. I wouldn't be afraid what people's reactions are, whatever. If I don't, I would just go with Shedeur Sanders. See if he can be the guy. And winning is not my number one priority this year. And if he's good, then we can stick with him. If he's not, we're probably. And I said this the other day. I am less than 50-50 that I think Shedeur is going to be a good starting quarterback in the league. But I think there's a chance. So that's why I would try it. And if he's not, then I move on and draft a quarterback next year.
So you're on record, winning is not important.
Winning is...
Because I got crushed for saying that last year.
Winning is not the first priority.
Bull, also last week you said, wouldn't it be nice to just win some games? That's what I want. So
I know.
You flip-flopped your entire belief in what 2026 should be.
Well, here's why. Because Kyler Murray was the one guy that I thought gave the Browns hope that if the play was good around him, they could win. And I just don't see anybody that the Browns can realistically get that is definitively better enough than Shedeur Sanders that it's going to help me win that much more, that I might as well see what the kid's got for a full season. No matter how much you believe in Shedeur Sanders, whether it's G, who's all in, or Jason, who's all out, or anywhere.
I'm not all out.
Okay,
I'm
who's mostly out? Who's mostly out, or somewhere in between. Now I'm closer to you than I am to G, but I'm not all the way where you are. But I just think I certainly don't see a clear long-term option. Now, I don't know enough about Ty Simpson. If the Browns think he's the guy, I got zero problem with them drafting him even at 6. If they do that, you better be right. Yeah. Okay, I got no problem with that. But if there's nobody in this draft that you think is clearly good, then at least go with the wild card you have over a wild card from somewhere else. When I don't think there's any other quarterback out there that could get me to wins where this could be a fun season. That's how I see it.
That was very measured. Now you did say you are correct. You are more on the side of I'm not too sure.
You're
right. So let me just say this. I can respect that. I look at Kyler Murray, and first of all, I just do this to Kyler Murray. Like we said that a while ago with Kyler Murray. That's the face. But let's drill down on that a little bit, because I do think there were some good things in there. Even the people that support Shedeur Sanders, right? We all know that, yes, we may think that he has some intangibles and traits that he can win, but we also know that he has to come out and do it, right? We also know that he has to be improved. He has to improve. He has to do things that keep him on the football field, not turning the football over, continuing to grow. Still having those playmaking abilities, but also understanding when to live to fight another day. All those things are valid. But what I've been saying all along is, if you look at it, we always say if the Cleveland Browns figure it out. If the Cleveland Browns don't bring in one of these free agents, if they don't draft one of these guys, then the Cleveland Browns are telling me that they believe that Shedeur Sanders is their best option. I got to take it for face value, just the same way I would have to take it for the face value if they went out and got Kyler Murray or Anthony Richardson or Malik Willis and made them the starter.
They still may do.
They might do it. And then, okay, we'll see. That's what the Browns' decision. I hope you're right. But if they don't bring those guys in, I have to go by the vibe and say, well, maybe the players in the locker room do think that he has something. Maybe the coaching staff, when they did come here, saw something. And maybe they want to see and vet out what exactly he's going to be. And I've always said this. If you're a Shedeur Sanders detractor, if you don't win and it doesn't look crazy in 2026 and he isn't productive and he's not good, then you will have your answer, right? I don't think any rational person will say, all right, well, we gave it an opportunity. It didn't work. We're going to go draft the quarterback.
We are dealing with a lot of irrational people, and so the irrational people will make excuses.
But it
won't
more
be 100%.
Games, more than 7 games. Yes. Once that sample size get up there, even people that was irrational about Deshaun Watson eventually came around, right?
No, they're still lurking.
They're lurking. 3.5%.
They're still lurking.
3.5%, right?
Yeah.
But no, I think he's the best option. I've steadfast with that. I think we'll get an opportunity to see him. We'll wait to training camp to see what the competition with him and Deshaun Watson is.
I would say yes to Kyler, and that's probably about the only one. I'm out on Malik. I'm with you on Ty. Like, I'm curious to go to the owners' meetings in a couple weeks and kind of poke around, because I said before, like, you're at the combine, but you don't. A lot of the combine info doesn't really come out at the combine.
Yeah,
it comes out a couple weeks later when you get to the owners' meetings, and then it comes out what they thought, what teams thought. So I'm kind of curious to hear about that. I'm out on Anthony Richardson. I'm out on quite a few guys.
Yeah, I have no interest in Anthony Richardson.
I don't either. Yeah. I would still say yes to Kyler, and I hear you, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I look at it sort of like when Baker was in Cleveland. He had a lot of growing up to do. And
it's possible.
When the team that took you number 1 overall cuts you and says, we don't want you anymore, that's pretty humbling.
Yeah.
And for the investment that it would cost them, which is very, very low, for a 1-year look, for a guy who would easily on day one, to me, be the most talented quarterback on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Close.
He still would give the Browns, in my opinion, a better chance to win games next year.
Yeah.
But there's so much bad stuff there that
I'm a yes, but I don't think he's coming here.
No, I don't think he's coming here.
So I said a few weeks ago, like, if I know everyone will be excited to know that I'm not in charge of the Browns. Had I been in charge of the Browns, they would not be in the spot because Deshaun would have been cut last year and Shedeur would have been traded by now. I would just start the entire room over. I would just completely clean out the room.
We'd have had a new GM too. We'd have had that a bit, and then we would listen.
If you took over when?
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, day one.
Well, you wouldn't have drafted Gabriel or Shedeur.
Probably not. Yeah. No. But I'm just saying, like, because Tyvus asked me before, what would you do? I'm like, well, I'd clean out the room. I'd get rid of them all. And I have a veteran, a drafted middle guy, and probably knowing full well that I'm probably drafting another quarterback in 27.
Right.
The real quarterback who you expect to be here long term is probably coming in 27.
So why couldn't you if you do that, why couldn't you do that and just play Shedeur then?
Here's
because
the thing.
If the 27 was
here's the thing. This is the spot that I'm in, I think, with Shedeur, is I've talked to enough people and heard so much about him that's not very good. So what am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to play dumb and just come in here and be like, yeah, play the kid, let's give it a shot? When you hear over and over and over again, doesn't really watch a ton of film, had to kind of be shown how to watch film, doesn't know when he's hot, doesn't know what he's looking at in coverages. Am I supposed to ignore all that?
No.
So that's what leads me to some of the decisions that I've come to. And then when you look at the data, it is what it is. And he didn't play well. So people want me to just ignore all of that because, well, it's Shedeur and it's a 5th-round pick. And hey, if they hit on a 5th-round pick, it erases Deshaun. All of that is true. But when you're told things over and over and over by different people, it's not one person, it's different people all saying this. You just expect me to just ignore that?
No.
And not take it into account? So that's what's led me to this decision. Now, new philosophy, new regime. And I've told you before, I think that there is a path. To me, the path to get successful with Shedeur is put him in RPOs and limit the decisions he has to make. Make it a 1-read, 2-read thing and go. And maybe you got a shot at success with that. And I think that's where this is headed. Because I don't think that they're going to go nuts in free agency. I don't think they're going to get Malik. I don't think that they're going to do this with Kyler Murray. I think Kyler's going elsewhere. I don't think they're getting Anthony Richardson. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like.
Well, I always say this. The thing about, information is, for as many people that Shedeur is polarizing. There's some people who say he can't play. There's some people who will like we just talked about. We watched the other day with Bernie Kosar, and he said he was actually really impressed with what he did the first year. He said, given what Mel Kiper is a guy. I mean, now you can take it from Mel Kiper for what it's worth, but there are people that are in the industry that swear by Shedeur Sanders and will look, Chase Daniels likes him a lot. So I do think there's people on both sides. Now, the problem is, well, not even a problem. The good thing is if he does get the chance to play with a new coach and a new fresh set of eyes, maybe there's you'll get a different perspective on what he can be. Because, one thing that we looked at with Sam Darnold is, hey, he did get better over a course of a career. And I do think as a young player playing 7 games, I think he can get better. So we'll see. It's 6 months and Todd Monken to make a decision. But there are some people that think he can play.
Next.
All right, guys, the most expensive offensive lineman on the market is a center. Tyler Lindenbaum expected to get $24.5 to $25 million per year. Jason, would you pay tackle money for a center, even if he is the best offensive lineman on the market?
Yes. I don't think he's coming here. I think he'll go elsewhere. But if they can do it, I would 100%. I would rather invest $24 million in Tyler Linderbaum than $33 million in Malik Willis, because Linderbaum has a track record. And I mean, you go back to the importance of center. Look at what happened. I mean, we're going back to the Stone Age when Alex Mack got hurt.
Yep.
And that whole thing fell apart. Like, the center can be. Everyone talks about tackle play and left tackle especially.
Yeah.
The center is crucial to offensive line play.
I'm shocked that the Ravens are letting him get the free agency.
Well, I mean, Eric DeCosta said at the Combine they were making a record-setting offer for him, but that may not be enough. And the Ravens believe in their player development program, and they believe that we'll just go find another one.
Yeah.
So we haven't even talked about the massive trade that they made over the weekend.
Yeah.
But I would be 100% in on this. And yes, it's a lot of money, but it's at least, if we're under the assumption that Joel's leaving, obviously Wyatt's gone, he's already said his goodbyes, you need some sort of veteran presence up front to anchor the line. So
Can you move Whippler to guard?
I mean, you could, he could play guard.
That's what I do. Instead of spending this big money on this guard we were talking about earlier, you sign a guy who's actually excellent at center, and you take your young center and you move him to guard. That's what I would do. So I am in. Tyler Linderbaum is probably the best free agent available.
Yeah.
In terms of how good he is.
Proven success.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably
Number
agree with
4 graded center, PFF. Is there a big differential between run and pass with him?
Steve, you go up two graphics that stacked. You can see he was the 5th graded. It depends on what you want, 5th, 4th. But he's better in run block than pass blocking.
Yeah, I mean,
in his
he's
career.
better at run, but like his pass blocking's totally fine.
Yes.
Run blocking elite, which is again what you need. So
we taking all.
You know G's in.
You already know I'm in. It's a lineman, and so what I'm looking to do up front with Project Stockpile is my job is to get the team later in the months, and the Cleveland Browns have done this a lot. Watch the Cleveland Browns in terms of their offensive line play and how they usually get beat up somewhere around, October, November. We usually start rotating guys in, asking, can Joe Batonio play tackle, making sure that, no, I need a stockpile of dudes. I know DeJuan Jones is going to probably be hurt. So guess what, DeJuan? We need to figure it out so we can put you in other different places. So if I got Linderbaum,
I think you got to go into the season planning for Jones to be a backup. You cannot be looking at him as a starter.
You got to act. You got to act like he's not even there.
That's right.
And so to get where you need to get to, where you ain't counting on him, you need to be plugging in day one starters. If you get Linderbaum, he's a day one starter.
Yeah.
Your offensive line is much better.
Yeah.
And now you also offer an anchor where you can run the ball and do some things. So of course this is a yes.
The ball almost got out of the bullpen over there.
I know. Yeah. Boy.
Dicey.
Good save. All right, next one. Let's go outside to the tackle position. Rasheed Walker, the highest paid projected left tackle on the market with a price tag of $21.8 million on an annual average basis. G, for that price tag, you said yes to everyone but the quarterbacks thus far. What do you say to almost $22 million for Rasheed Walker?
This one is kind of tough for me. I'm not going to lie. It's really tough because I really don't think he's that good. Like, when you look at when you take a look at what his tape is, he is serviceable, right? He's not anything extraordinary. He's serviceable in the pass game. His run game is not there. Like, he's not a guy that's going to move people out the way. But I think it all depends on who else they sign and what other people come off the board. If you can get Linderbaum, guess what? And I already got Howard. Now I don't need to make this move. I can afford to go into the draft and say, let me get, a Fano or Lamu, Malagoa. I could get me one of them. Even if you want to have Proctor as a sort of a project, you won't need to go get a guy like that. But if you don't got nobody else, unfortunately, if you don't sign anybody else, he's going to have to be on your priority list because you have to fill these positions, especially if you don't sign Linderbaum. So it's a maybe, but I'm not going to sit on the fence. You know what it is. You know, fence rider. So I'm going to begrudgingly say, yes.
Well, are we doing this the Garrett Steinbrenner way where there's no cap and you just sign whoever? Because they're not. I don't think it's realistic to sign him and Linderbaum.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why, I would consider it. If I don't get Linderbaum, then I consider it.
Right.
If I get Linderbaum, he's out.
Linderbaum's my number one.
Right, so I'm going to be out.
I'm out.
Because to me, I think I'm out either way because I got a right tackle now. I want to draft a left tackle.
Right. I agree with that.
I think in a perfect world, I draft a left tackle with one of my 2 first-round picks. I have my right tackle I just traded for him. I signed Linderbaum to play center. Zach Sinner's one of my guards. And then my other guard
Great
is...
for the quarterback.
Yeah.
And then my other guard I signed in free agency, but not
Whippler,
like a second...
Whippler? Tevin Jenkins?
No, I said Whippler is one of my guards.
You said Zinner.
I'm sorry. I meant Whippler is one of my guards.
Okay.
And then my other guard is somebody in free agency that's like a week 2 free agent, solid player, nothing special, that I could pay $6 million for 1 year to be just adequate at guard. And that would be a huge upgrade. That's what I would do. And by the way, the other thing I would consider is if I could draft a right tackle, I could play Howard at guard.
Yeah.
You could.
And so maybe I draft a left tackle in the first round, a right tackle in the third round. I got Howard at one of the guard spots. I got Whippler at the other guard spot, and I signed Linderbaum to play center. I'm in pretty good shape.
If Linderbaum is there and you sign him, this is severe. Like I'm not saying you bring him in. You may bring him in, and it may not be that big of an upgrade at all. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't.
Who? Lindebaum?
No. This guy.
Yeah.
I don't.
It'd be an upgrade because you got a zero.
Yeah, you got a zero, but I'm not.
But he feels kind of like a Jed Wills.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Maybe a little better, but
Real quick on Rasheed Walker, if they were to play that price tag, 21 and change, these are the 6 offensive linemen in that, 6 left tackles, in that price range. Just bear with me. You ready for this?
Yes.
Andrew Thomas of the Giants is $23 million, all pro.
Yeah.
Jordan Mailata, $22 million, one of the best.
Is that the top of the left tackle market? It's not higher than that.
Those aren't the highest.
Oh, these are just the guys.
This would be in the Rasheed.
Isn't Andrew Thomas still in his rookie deal?
No, his extension kicks in.
Oh, all right.
But the guys here are guys that have signed extensions previously.
Gotcha.
Rashawn Slater and Charles Cross, the 2 highest paid left tackle. They're the most recent to sign up big.
Yeah.
My point is these are the guys that he'd be now grouped in with until anyone else signs an extension. Garrett Bowles, who was just named the first-team All-Pro.
Yeah.
Deion Dawkins, who was a second-team All-Pro. Ronnie Staley, the Ravens, All-Pro left tackle. And Taylor Decker, who just requested his release from the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
and
that's it. Now
really
the top tackles are about to get paid significantly more than that, but I'm not paying. I'm not like.
Hey, you know
I'm
what? Let me. You asked after you run them off. Man, I got to go conservative route, bro. Listen, man, you know, we got to go. No, I can't give you 21, dog. I just hear what these other dudes is getting, and I don't even know you that nice, bro. I'm sorry, we can't do it.
That's what I was trying to get at, G. You're getting paid in a category of guys with a proven track record.
Not that nice.
You got to be at least good, not
mediocre. Like you can't, nah, I'm cool.
All right, we got a couple more. We're going to run through these a lot quicker because we got some other stuff we got to get to today. Let's talk about 2 receivers. First up, Rashid Shaheed. Another Rashid coming in just shy of $20 million.
I thought he was getting $15 million a year. I don't know.
No,
the numbers are going to be high. There's not a lot of receivers.
I want to know who else is on the list.
Yeah, I'm not paying.
So we'll give you him, and then Romeo Doubs is the other option here, and his contract was slightly less at about 17.4. So pick one of those two. Then.
I would take Doubs. I'll take Doubs. I think he's better and getting paid less based on your projections.
Not my projections, Seth Walder's.
I would actually take Doubs as well. Although Doubs is more of a slot. What's Shaheed?
I think Shaheed's a slot guy too.
No, Shaheed's an outside guy.
Yeah.
Outside burner.
Yeah.
Outside burner. And in special teams as well.
He is better on special teams.
I'd take either or. Either or. I mean, if you can get one of them, like if one of them turned me down, all right, well, we're going to just offer you that.
It's 1:45 and they're turning on the lights. Grab somebody.
Listen, right now, last call for alcohol right now. You know what I'm saying? Tip your bartenders, right? Like, nah, we got to get it. Because if you get, like you said, Shaheed, he going to give me some juice. We can have a punt returner for once. We ain't had one since Travis Benjamin.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have our fullback being back there returning kickoffs. I'm going to take either one of them. I like Doubs. And then plus, if you give me one of them, I can bolster that with whatever they're going to do. Now, I would definitely, Bull got me hyped on this Brian Thomas Jr. Somebody had on Twitter talk about they was offering a 5th-round pick for. I'm saying, come on, man, I got to be a lie.
There was reports this weekend that Brian Thomas Jr. can't be for a 5th-round pick.
Can't be for a 5th.
But you'd have to give up a 1st-round pick probably, but he is available, supposedly.
Yes.
They said him and Marvin Harrison is available.
I don't know, but
give me that. I want all that. Yeah.
All right, and then 2 defensive players here, and I picked these 2 because, A, the Browns have reportedly been connected, and also these guys played for Mike Rutenberg in Atlanta. So first one is David Onyemata, the defensive tackle with a price tag of $11 million. Would you pay a defensive tackle in free agency $11 million?
What is he doing?
No, we don't need it. I mean,
where he gonna get picked? When he gonna get no minutes? No,
I don't think Willie Collins is necessarily gonna be ready for start of the season. I think that's the.
Well, you got Mike Hall Jr. Like it's a 2nd round pick.
We don't know if he can play, but
I mean,
and for what it's worth, and once again, PFF is just one metric.
Yeah,
he was the 8th graded defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, but the Browns just have a certain amount of dollars to spend. You can't spend. If they're going to spend free agent dollars, it's got to be on the offense.
Yeah. Unless Andrew Bear done refinanced everybody's contract. They might even refinance ours. Matter of fact, we need extra money. No, I can't get no more D tackles. And Mason Graham's supposed to be dominant next year. Remember?
Let's go.
And then the last
7
guy.
7 sacks from Mason Graham.
Another person, this next player was in Jeremy Fowler's final free agency tune-up write-up, and he said the Browns would be very interested in Caden Ellis, the middle linebacker, the green dot for the Falcons and Coach Mike Rutenberg last year.
No.
We obviously know.
I don't understand. Why would they have their green dot?
Who wrote this? Why would
This is Jeremy Fowler.
Why would you?
We already got our white guy green dot.
Yeah, he's a Green Beret green dot.
Yeah,
he's top of the food chain. He plays injured. He's Captain America. What are you talking about?
I don't know that you necessarily have to give him the green. I think you're just saying that's the caliber player that he is.
I mean,
I'd rather re-sign Devin Bush, who was already.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Bush is probably going to get more than that.
He's going.
Bush's projection is close to 15.
Yeah.
So this would be a cheaper version of Devin Bush.
Why would I need to do a cheaper version? I don't know. I just re-signed my guy.
I mean, give me same concept. I mean, he looks like he could play a little bit. I like his numbers. I ain't gonna lie and say I seen him play. I ain't seen no. He got a nice name too. Caden Ellis sounds like a
cool name. I like it.
Caden Ellis, like, really feel like he'll play.
He looks like he looks like he could drive in the left lane.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be the one to tell him to get out. I can tell you that.
But nah, man, we can't do that, man. Come on, man. Carson Schlesinger, anybody?
Yeah.
We might extend Carson Schlesinger early.
All right.
That was easy.
Free agency officially starts, at least the legal tampering period, in 14 minutes. At the end of the show today, we're going to react to all the stuff that we've gotten so far. If there's any Browns news from 12 to whenever, we're going to stop our discussion wherever we're at, break in, and give you guys some instant reaction to that.
And McNuggets, the headline is, don't mess the headline is, Adam the Bull
flip-flop
went full on Shedeur Sanders. Matter of fact,
let's not get carried away.
Matter of fact,
I'm going to make a graphic of Bull jumping on the Shedeur Sanders train.
I have not jumped on the Shedeur bandwagon.
I'm going watch this.
Just jumped off the Kyler Murray bandwagon.
I'm going. Don't talk yourself. I'm going to get you a nice watch. You're going just for coming on over to the team. I'm going to get you a very nice watch. It's going to be big, and it's going to be fake diamonds on it.
I appreciate that.
He did say he would not be opposed to Ty Simpson at 6.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out.
And we're working steps. We're working in steps now.
Although this
listen, Shedeur got a shot. Although at least it's Ty Simpson
this
now.
Person that gave me the 411 on Kyler Murray is not a Simpson guy either. He didn't have good things to say about him either. So.
Dang, were you talking to a black dude? Did one of the uncles and aunties got you?
You never know.
They might
keep it on
Ty
the DL.
Simpson. Keep it on the down low.
All right, Mike, what do you got for us?
All right, let's talk a little Cavaliers basketball. Quick reminder, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to UCSS, because if the Browns make any moves over the next week, we will do some sort of live reaction, even if it's not during the UCSS hours. So if you're not subscribed, you won't get the push alert that we are going live. So make sure you guys subscribe to UCSS. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a second of that breaking news. Let's pivot, talk a little Cavaliers for a second. It was a
just for a second, it's over. We're done.
Second quarter for Cleveland yesterday as they lost to the Boston Celtics on ABC in Tatum's second game back. Jason, I'll start with you on this one, but what was your biggest takeaway from the loss to Boston yesterday?
I'm not going to overreact. Had they come in here and beat Boston by 20 and everyone would be celebrating that they're going to the finals, I probably would not overreact to that either and say, okay, guys, it's one game. So I'll say the same thing here. It's one game. Obviously, they lost it in the second quarter. It was a horrible second quarter shooting performance. And you know, when I first came in, I told Mike I didn't really like the shot selection. I felt like they were taking a lot of out-of-rhythm shots. And then Mike gave me some of the numbers and showed me some of the clips. And I said, okay, you're right. And it was a lot of good looks that just weren't falling. I think Boston's better than Cleveland, even with the Harden trade. We talked about it last week. I said I think Boston would be favored in a series, and certainly that appears to be the case. If you look at some of the numbers to win the East, Boston's heavy favorites right now. It's just the Tatum Brown pairing is just hard, and you got to make shots when you're playing them. You can't have off shooting nights. So part of it is it's a make or miss league and all that stuff. So you know, I think the Cavs have their hands full with the Celtics, but they're still a really good team, and I do think that there's been a lot of way too much overreaction to suddenly the Cavs, it looks like they're falling apart. Well, no, they just played a really good team that's got all its pieces back.
Yeah, listen, we said it with Bull the other day. We talked about him when they were on here. I get it. it's a make or miss league. I get that. You're gonna miss some shots sometimes, right? But that can't be the only. That can't always be the cue for the Cavs. That's been what the Cavs has been doing for 3-4 years. Like, and this group of teams, I think it is also unfair to judge this group of individuals because this group of individuals ain't been here and together and playing like the rest of them. But there is one thing that I do want to see. This is a wake-up call a little bit in terms of offensively. I think the Cavs need to figure out what they are. I think sometimes, they miss a lot of shots, and sometimes they go through these spurts where if they're not making shots, they just lose the game. And you have to find something else. And for once, Mobley actually played well in the first half, and he actually showed up and pulled up. Jared Allen wasn't playing, and I think that hurt him a little bit too. But I want to see the mentality a little bit flip the switch. Like, for the Cavs, they got to have this thing where when you play in the Boston Celtics, you have to have the mentality, and because the game wasn't even that close. I thought Boston, for the most part, got the loose rebounds, the loose balls. I think they came in, and when you watch Boston play, they don't look like they have no problem going through the Cavs. There's no resistance. I feel like in this game, it never seemed like the Celtics was even pushed. It didn't seem like they was even bothered. Like, it was like, you guys are here or not. And sometimes, especially when you got Jason Tatum coming back, and he's a very good player, but sometimes you got to let Jason Tatum know, and you can't let him just get to where he wants to get to. I ain't going to say take him out of the air and foul him tough, but you need to be more physical with him. Sometimes the Cavs do lazy closeout sometimes, and you can't let your energy be dictated by if you're making shots or not. You can't be a front runner. You have to be able to do other things that affect the game, whether that's being physical, whether that's ramping up your defense, whether that's guys are clamping down. If you can't hit threes, let's get to the lane. Let's get to the free throw line. Sometimes it just seems like they let Boston, and don't get me twisted, Boston is a good team, but sometimes they got to have some resistance, and they got to be like, okay, guys, we're not about to let you just get to your favorite pet shots, and we got to find other things to do if we're not making shots.
It was an embarrassing loss. The Cavs played a lousy game. I don't care about their comeback. Making it close is meaningless. Now, you know what else is meaningless? The regular season in the NBA. It has no value whatsoever. We waste months and months on this. It is insane that there are 5 weeks left in the regular season. It is a complete travesty. Now, young fans love the NBA, so the NBA doesn't need to do anything. But the NBA season is way too long. It'd be a much better league if you had less teams in the playoffs. You have garbage teams that go to the playoffs in the NBA. It stinks. That being said, obviously, we had a discussion, I think it was me, you, and Tyvis the other day, about who would be the toughest competitor for the Cavs in the playoffs, and you and I both said Boston. Or was it me, you, and Tyvis? I think it was me, Jason. I don't remember.
I think we talked about Boston.
Tyvis said Detroit.
And I was like, we ain't worried about Detroit.
Who did Tyvis say, Mike? Did he say Detroit or the Knicks?
I don't know yet.
I think we all said Boston.
I think Tyvis said something.
It had to be Boston.
It's clearly
right?
Boston. Let's hope Boston doesn't get the 1 seed because the Cavs are probably going to be the 4, and you don't want to play them in the semifinals. I mean, I don't know. It could be totally different come playoff time. But the Celtics, with Tatum and Brown, have had the Cavs number big time since LeBron's left, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. I mean, Tatum, the Celtics are clearly the best team in the East. Doesn't mean the Cavs can't win, but the Celtics are the best team in the East.
I don't disagree
right?
with that.
I mean, Detroit's
no argument.
Detroit's playing terrible basketball now. They've lost 4 in a row. They're going to, I wouldn't surprise me if Boston ends up winning the East in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, the Cavs would much rather play Detroit. They'd much rather play New York. Boston's a bad matchup for them and frankly, everybody, just because of the size they have and their ability to put 5 players out on the court who are all offensive threats individually without having to sacrifice any gigantic defensive issues is what makes them such a hard matchup for everybody. Like, even with the Cavs, for example, like Dean Wade, we'll use him. It's not only Dean. We could use Keon Ellis. There are other guys. They don't give you a ton on offense, but you need them for their defense and rebounding. And you could play against the Cavs and shade off of one Dean Wade or shade off of a Keon Ellis, who hasn't been able to buy a three since coming to Cleveland yet, and focus your attention with extra help to Donovan, to James, to the Rolls, to whatever. You can't leave anyone on Boston open because it's Sam Hauser who can make 5
Do they have anybody that can't score on Boston?
Keita, their big man, is a pick and roll big guy.
Yeah.
You can't not guard the big man because he's 2 feet from the basket. It's just a different help scenario. And boy, I came in today and I told these I was ready to fight you on this, but I'm not going to fight you. You didn't say what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think I was going to say?
My Twitter mentions after the game yesterday were an absolute dumpster.
I mean, I'm not going to. It was they played crappy, but I'm not going to lose my mind over this.
No, they did play crappy. And the common take from at least Twitter, and once again, I know Twitter's a small sample of reality, was this team's soft, they're frauds, blow it up, basically.
Yeah.
And they did not play well yesterday. And I'm not going to try and defend that whatsoever. Like, they did not play well. And there are some legitimate concerns about their matchup with Boston and why Boston is such a difficult matchup for them. And Boston did some really good things yesterday. But at the end of the day, the Cavs missed a ton of wide open shots. Steve, play this montage real quick. This was the second quarter where they missed 16 threes. You can play this whenever you're ready, Steve. Look at some of these misses. Are these good looks, Bull? These wide open looks? Like, that's a wide open look for James Harden that he's got to make. You can just let this play. This is as good of an offensive shot as you can generate, and Donovan Mitchell just missed a three there. You're going to miss shots. There are going to be games where that's a good look too. You're going to miss games, miss shots. They missed a ton of shots. You're not going to beat anybody missing 16 straight threes. For the most part,
but sometimes the opponent factors into that because you feel a pressure maybe that you don't against the worst opponent.
And Boston switched.
Yeah.
And the big concern coming out of this game to me is every time they play Boston or any time the Cavs have had to rely on their role guys to make shots, a la the playoffs in the past, they have not been able to.
The Celtics are battle-tested and proven. The Cavs are not.
And by the way, sometimes you're open for a reason. Like, it ain't
right.
Like, this is the blueprint. All right, if Dean Wade is going to kill us, so be it. If Keon Ellis is going to hit 5, 6 threes, so be it.
Yeah.
But we're going to shade. We're going to make. If Thomas Bryant is missing these three, listen, those shots are there because those guys are role players for a reason.
And even guys we love like Jalen Tyson and Sam Merrill,
they're not.
Those guys haven't proven anything in the postseason.
And that's my bigger issue, or my bigger big point. Cavs need those guys to make shots because teams like Boston are going to force the ancillary role guys to make shots in a playoff series, and they have yet to prove, and that is a legitimate concern, can you count on those guys to make shots?
Right.
The other takeaway from yesterday, and I was telling Jason beforehand, it's the first time I thought James Harden looked a little injured. And it was the first time a team has defended him in a way where he was not able to turn the corner and get downhill. They were playing drop coverage. They were switching. His handle's still good, but this is an elite ball handler in James Harden, and I don't think he was able to make Boston pay in the kind of mid-range area with those floaters that he's become so accustomed to making time after time, like the Cavs needed him to last night. Since he got hurt in the 3 games since, he's taken 13 shots in the paint and 23 threes. That's not a good enough ratio, not a good enough – I like the word shot diet. I'll use the word shot diet. It's not a good enough shot diet for James Harden to punish teams for playing the way they're playing. Now, it's worth mentioning there was no Jared Allen last night. Jared Allen's their best screener. For James to get downhill, the screener has to make contact so he can turn the corner. They did not have him. That does make a difference. But it was the first time since he's been hurt that I looked at James Harden and said,
I can't take another 5 weeks of the NBA regular season. I can't take it.
But it's not.
It got to have the playoffs.
There's all this talk about shortening the season. It's not going to happen.
I know.
The revenue.
And, Bull, you're right for what it's worth. It should be shortened.
Oh,
it's not going.
I know.
I don't see any.
Couldn't they make up the revenue in other ways?
But you would do those other ways to create more. Why would you intentionally take money out of your pocket?
I hear you.
It's never
better for the sport.
I would actually be in favor of reducing the number of playoff teams. Go to 6.
Well, that'd be great. That would be. You'd have to play harder in the regular season.
Yeah.
Man, but that also costs them revenue.
Hey, listen, why is every game a 7-game series? They used to have it 5 games. You didn't get no 7 games before. It was 5-game series, and then you got to a 7-game series as you went to the finals.
By the way, you know how you can make up some of the revenue? make the conference finals and the NBA finals, best of 9.
Jeez, just go best of 13.
McNuggets, I will say this. I do think you said something about James Harden, and yeah, he is injured. Like, he's playing with a broken hand. You could tell that he's not. I ain't gonna say he's hesitant to get to the basket, but when you're hesitant and you try to go to the basket and you got to finish over guys, your hand's gonna get hit. You got to trust me. Like, that's part of the calculus. Like, whether he know it or not. But here's
a big deal.
It's sort of a big deal. So, like, look, I'm not worried about that. Like you said, it's the regular season. I'll give him credit for gutting it out. All I care about is if he's ready to go during the playoffs. But here's what I will say about the way they're playing in the playoffs. You talked about the shot diet. For them to be effective to beat the Celtics, James Harden has to be a person, when he comes off the pick and roll, right now it looks like his primary first and second read is automatically, I'm trying to find guys. In the playoffs, that got to go to, when I turn the corner, I'm looking for my floater. When I turn the corner, I'm looking to be aggressive, because now all that drop coverage, you have to make them get up out of that. So yeah, it's cool to be able to be a facilitator now, but the only way I see the Cavs beating teams like the Celtics who have long defenders, who have these guys, is James Harden has to be a 25-point type guy. Donovan Mitchell got to be about 30. That's the way they're going to get it done. And the other guys, they either – you can't count on your role guys to be going. So you got to get aggressive early so that you can put yourself and keep yourself in the game. But you can't be throwing the ball to Jalen Tyson and dudes in the corner and Dean Wade thinking they're going to get it done. They got to be 30 points, 25, 30.
Tampering window's open.
It is. We're ready to go.
Travis Kelce's going back to Kansas City, by the way.
We'll get to all that stuff at
Browns
the end.
fans were dreaming that he would. You're saying I can't jump in with news?
Nope.
Travis Kelce returning to KC? It's not.
That's not news?
Yeah, his girl told him he ain't going nowhere.
Not really.
Mike, you've done a topic about the Browns signing a backup right guard.
Right, Chris Paul.
You're going to tell me Travis Kelce, one of the most famous football players, when fans were trying to con themselves yesterday into believing he could come to the Browns, is not a big deal?
I guess we'll see.
We broke down Chris Paul, who we never heard of
ever.
I was
10 minutes.
I sent you the list of free agents we're going to talk about, Bull. He was one that came up this morning because he was on the Browns' radar.
Hey man, I take Cliff Paul. Give me him.
All right, go ahead.
Last day on the Cavs, then we'll move on. But G, you're right. Harden was not brought here to be a 15-7 guy in the playoffs. They acquired James Harden to be there in the playoffs first and foremost.
Right.
Like physically just actually be there.
So, okay.
And two, be a guy who when Donovan doesn't have it, or even a game when Donovan does have it, can give you 25 to 30 points.
He has to have it.
Assists, and more importantly, control the pace of the game.
That's another thing. I didn't like the pace yesterday. I didn't like the pace. I don't think the Cavs get enough easy buckets. They get bogged down sometimes.
Well, Mike, that's the thing. I know you want to move, but
we
when you're not, they're going to live and die by the three, right?
Yeah.
Like that's who they are. But when they're not falling, at what point do you try and create easy baskets for yourself?
Right.
And it just seems like they just. And because shooters shoot. And I remember talking to Deion Waiters about that. And Deion's like, I could miss 11 in a row, Jay. The 12th one's going in. I'm like, no, it's not.
You're right.
But shooters, and Mike can speak to that, shooters have the mentality, it don't matter how many you miss, the next one's going in. And that's why they're in the NBA.
Right.
That's why, that's how you need to be. You need to be psychotic like that. But at some point, when shots aren't falling, you got to be able to do something to create easy looks for yourself.
By the way,
you have to. If you're going to beat Boston, you have to make threes.
I'm jumping in with breaking news, guys. Sorry, Mike. Alec Pierce returning to the Colts. He was mentioned with the Browns.
All right, I will allow Travis Kelce. I'm not allowing
Alec Pierce.
He's getting $29 million a year.
What?
That's actually big news.
So that's
29.
29. That's the new going rate.
Wow.
Alec Pierce, 4 years, $114 million to return to the Colts.
Dog. Hey, man, shout out to you, man. You holding it down. Dustin is somewhere proud. White skill positions is coming up. White skill, like
$28.5 million per year.
That man secured the bag, bro. 20.
That's a lot of money.
That's like who was the biggest? I'm trying to think of the last biggest name like that went in free agency, like contracts for like receivers. Like that has to be the biggest.
I mean, Jamar Chase signed an extension, but
how much was that?
Jamar Chase getting 40.
He got 40-something million a year.
I mean, but it's Jamar Chase though.
Yeah.
I mean, he in the same neighborhood.
Is like
he's an
average guy.
He's the ninth highest paid receiver in football.
He's the what?
Now the ninth highest paid receiver in football.
I think he had 1,000. Barely 1,000.
I was going to say the Jerry Jeudy contract doesn't look bad, but it still looks bad.
Jason, back to you. How do you create other offense? Mobley actually had a pretty good game yesterday. Like 24 points, was 10 and 19 from the floor. He started the game off real well. Boston doesn't have a great matchup for Evan.
No.
And Richard Jefferson called it out in the middle of the game because he backed down Derek White on one possession and scored with relative ease. And then Richard Jefferson, who was calling the game yesterday, was just like, hey, that's a position where the Cavs have a definitive advantage.
I mean, Mobley smoked him in the playoffs a couple years. That was his big breakout, was that playoff series.
If Evan Mobley, see this, so sometimes I get frustrated when people settle for threes. If they're not falling, yes, you can be delusional and say they're not falling. But listen, you don't want to play the game. You playing the Celtics game. That's what they want. Peyton Pritchard and Hauser. If Peyton Pritchard and Hauser is on the court, that is barbecue chicken deluxe. You supposed to be getting the ball. Evan, I want you to. I'm gonna go to you every time, and you better be dropping it off left hand, right hand in the paint on these dudes. Because guess what? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're awesome. But I need to see you do that when you got 3-4 fouls. Like the Cavs got a guy that's they basically play 2 7-footers, right? You're playing Jared Allen and you're playing Evan Mobley. Who do they have that is supposed to be doing something with them?
I mean, Vucevic didn't even play last night.
He didn't even use him.
It was just he was out.
He was inconspicuous. He wasn't playing, but. I'm looking at the dudes. I'm like, listen, you got to force them to make a decision. They was just drop it off like, yeah, I guess. But that's a place where Evan Mobley should be eating every game. He should be eating down there. Now, Jared Allen, by the way, I never thought I would say, dang, we missed Jared Allen yesterday. And actually, I thought they did.
No, they for sure did.
Yeah.
If nothing else, as a screener to help James Harden turn the corner.
Oh, if not, but no, he's that's the best pick and roll. Like Harden and Allen is the best pick and roll, and he's finishing around the basket. And by the way, too, I think they need to up. And this is playoff basketball a little bit. I think that they'll switch up, like from set game to game. Kenny will do something to try to take one of those guys out.
It's a completely different league in the playoffs. It's totally different game.
So they're not going to use nothing up. They're not using anything like defensive wise. What they're going to do, it's just very, very vanilla because they know when it comes to the playoffs, you got 2 days to match up and figure out what you're going to do, and they can switch up looks from game to game. So I'm not even really worried about that too much. They just need to get back and get healthy and figure out what they're going to do. And I wouldn't count on Max Strus. We ain't heard nothing from him. Is he still alive? Playing?
We got a positive update.
Is he going to play this year? Haven't we been getting positive updates?
He went through a full practice on Friday.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
He is one doctor's clearance away from being cleared to play.
Ooh. So okay.
I would guess sometime the next week we see a Max Strus.
I never thought I would say, good gracious, Max Strus, because one of the things I will say is Max Strus is feisty defensively.
Yeah.
And he's hit some big shots in the playoffs. So let that be.
That's true. Unlike a lot of these other Cavs, that is true.
So,
by the way, there is a rumor that the Falcons are interested in Tua.
Which is hysterical. I love it.
We'd have a Tua Kevin Stefanski pairing.
All lefty quarterbacks.
Give me Kyler Murray. If you I would take any of the quarterbacks over Tua. Richardson, at least I can run wild dog on the but I'm not. Remember we old enough to remember tank for Tua.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Tank for Tua, yeah.
Tank for Tua.
The Patriots are signing Ravens defensive end Draymond Jones.
We've been trying to get him here.
So the Ravens gain Max Crosby. They lose Draymond Jones to the Patriots.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on. If you want to hear a sit-down interview with Sam Merrill, I sat down with Sam on Friday. It's on our YouTube page. We chatted for about 10 minutes on Sam becoming one of the NBA's premier snipers, the Cavs' toughness, some nicknames that Sam doesn't like, and the age-old question of whether or not Sam Merrill can dunk. I got the answer for you. It's on our YouTube page. All right, before we get to our next topic, let's discuss what we want to do. Jason Bull, do we want to just react to some free agent news as it comes in now, or do you want to do topics and save the free agent stuff for the end? I let this be a choice.
I'd do it at the end so that more news can roll in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard. You know, this is what's happening right now.
I like it in the moment, too.
Yeah. I mean, but the problem is if things go quiet,
we're
then
only 10 minutes in.
Then you out here looking bad.
By the way, just to compare the Pierce contract, because you were saying T. Higgins' extension last year was 4 for $115. Pierce just got 4 for $116.
These two are not alike.
They are not. You and I, we are not the same. They are not in the same strategy. But shout out to him, man. And you know what? His agent was doing a good job because I seen him on ESPN be like, yeah, it's ran its course. Because they franchised Daniel Jones and they couldn't franchise him. He's like, it's ran its course. And then they was like, nah, I guess we're going to give you that bag.
There's also a report that this could be Browns related, actually. There's a report that Trent Williams is on the trade block. If you're the Browns, do you trade for Trent Williams?
I love Trent Williams, but what good is...
He's old.
Yeah, what good
is
that?
He's really great.
How old is he?
He's got to be 38-ish.
No, he's not that old.
He's got to be
35?
He is, I get it right here. Trent Williams is...
He's 37. He'll be 38 this summer. You're right.
There you go.
Crispin. What's the asking price?
I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be a lot.
It doesn't make sense.
If you were a left tackle away from winning, okay, yes, do it.
Yeah. But if you, I mean, I'm not going to give up no high capital.
No,
like first or nothing.
Well, Eric Stokes, 3-year, $30 million deal with the Raiders. Thoughts? All right, so we'll save all the free agent stuff to the end. We'll let some more come in, so we're not
too wise guy.
Nothings. No, I'm serious. He just literally that was literally what Rappaport just tweeted. That was not a joke.
Oh, okay.
David Mulugheta, another deal for him. He was the Packers cornerback.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our topic, though, about some of the leaders on the offensive side of football for the Browns. Jason, with no Wyatt Teller, with no David Njoku, with the likeliness of Joel Bitonio coming back looking less and less likely, do the Browns currently have a leader on the offensive side of the football? If you had to pick somebody.
Oh, Lord.
Would you pick somebody, or is the answer absolutely nobody?
The answer right now to me is absolutely nobody. Who am I missing? I mean, it could be Shedeur could grow into the role. Obviously, you want it to be the quarterback, but I don't think you sit here today and say that he's the leader of the offense. It should be Jerry Jeudy, but not after last year. I don't think. Who is it?
They don't have a leader.
Huh?
There's no leader on the offense.
No.
I mean, you hope it's going to be whoever the quarterback is, whether it's Shedeur Sanders or whatever. Right now, they are lacking leadership.
They don't. I think the question should be veteran leadership. I don't, because usually
they have no veterans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Judy's a veteran.
Is Jeudy the oldest guy on the offense?
Probably.
Tevin Jenkins.
Huh?
Tevin Jenkins.
He's a free agent.
Titus Howard now.
Yeah, you just got here.
You can't be a leader. You just got here.
He's the oldest.
I mean, the oldest guy that's been here is Jerry Jeudy, assuming Bitonio retires. They have no leader.
I mean, Deshaun, he's still lingering.
He's not a leader.
You're asking old guys.
Yeah.
He's of age.
And he's older than Jeudy.
Hey, man, it's by default. We always said it. You ever notice that whoever is the starting quarterback, they just automatically get the captain. I don't like, you be like, man, like whoever's the starting quarterback is the default leader of the team. Deshaun Watson, when he was there, he was the captain.
They took it off Nick to give it to him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How'd that work out?
That was wild.
Dang. That was weird.
Dang. That was, they
I forgot that. That's disrespectful.
Oh, I didn't forget that.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't. How that get under the radar? I don't remember.
Very disrespectful.
Jason brought it up many times.
Wow, they gave.
He had an issue with it the entire time it was happening.
Nick Chubb. It's
the Browns do stupid things.
Occasionally,
if Shedeur Sanders is starting quarterback, he'll eventually be the captain. In terms of veteran leadership, there's not very many veterans.
He's still learning how to be an NFL player, though. Like, it's hard to be a leader as a second-year guy who struggles with a lot of the basics of the NFL that he's got to improve in.
Yeah, I mean, leadership can be different things besides, like we've always said, hey, you could be the best player, don't mean you're a necessary leader.
That's right. I don't know that Myles Garrett's a great leader. I don't know this team has many leaders at all, and that's a problem.
They are losing some of their best.
Yeah, who's the leader on defense then? Is it Myles?
It's Myles.
Yeah.
I don't think the gap between him and Schlesinger.
No, Schlesinger is definitely a leader. Denzel Ward is a leader.
A rookie. I mean,
I think
Schlesinger's a leader.
Schlesinger, bro, he earned my respect. I mean, because he was running around here dragging a leg.
He showed a great
he had a crazy ankle. He still played in the game. He was dragging a leg around when the season was out of contention. So yeah, that's the part of the thing that we talk about when you have young players. When you got young players, it sounds good because you can see guys develop, but you lack a lot of veteran leadership. So that is a part of the thing that you're gonna have to worry about sometimes. Is, hey, we're playing a lot of young guys. Do we have enough veteran leadership on both sides of the football? And I actually think it's one of the reasons they went and asked Joel to come back a bunch of times, and even some of the, Todd Monken comes back and says, hey, we would really like to keep you.
Quite honestly, that's another reason why I would overpay for Linderbaum. I'm not a big overpay guy. I just think the Browns try and solve all their problems by throwing money at it.
Yeah.
But they desperately need somebody up front, somebody to replace the Bitonio role, somebody to anchor the offensive line, somebody to be the leader of the offense. To me, right now it's Tyler Linderbaum.
You went from an offensive line that over the last few years has had Teller and Bitonio and Conklin, 3 seasoned vets.
Yeah.
And now you have none of them.
Yeah.
And let me just. And sometimes people say leadership is overstated, but not when it comes to. I think the leadership is the biggest thing that I see is with the offensive line. The offensive line is a unit. The offensive linemen are the unsung heroes. They set a tone. They are the dudes that get guys together and say, hey, we doing this week. Hey, we going over here to do this. The offensive linemen it's a different, unique group. They are the smartest guys in the room. They're like gladiators. They're unsung heroes. And they keep the mojo going. They keep a lot of the locker room stuff going. And you definitely need offensive linemen that's together, that can get guys going and moving and keeping the morale good. And when you have a bunch of young guys up front, it's tough, especially if you got to depend on guys that you got beat on the last play. Are we going to pick each other up or figure it out, or are we going to continue to keep playing? And sometimes when you have a bunch of young players, that's tough up front. It's one of the most difficult positions to play on your body mentally, but it is, I'm telling you, it is one of the most important positions. And for me, you're going to have to replace that leadership up there somewhere.
And it feels like with receivers, it's dependent on who the quarterback is, if you want to go to a certain team or not, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And quarterbacks, it's who do you have around you, stuff like that. With a free agent offensive lineman, I feel like it's a little bit different. They'll just take the money.
Yeah.
They'll just take the highest offer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We haven't spent a lot of time talking about Linderbaum. I think it makes a ton of sense.
He's a great fit.
I think
and unlike a lot of the other free agents, he's a younger free agent.
Yeah.
How old is Linderbaum? He's probably 27, right? 28?
No, I don't even think he's that. I'll pull it up right now, but I do not believe he is.
That's who the Browns need to add is the 20-year-old free agents, not the 30-year-old free agents.
And then you get you can.
It just anchors the whole.
When you get your center right now, everything falls into, because that guy's going to be making
25.
25.
Stop. How many?
He turns 26 next month.
How many?
So he'll play at age 26. That is very young.
Year.
How many years he's already been in the league?
4 years in the league.
Hey, man, he's right in his prime.
Have to pay. The money you put up there probably is not enough.
Well, good. Cash him out.
Obviously, the Ravens letting this guy go. He must be looking for crazy money.
I don't care.
The Browns are no stranger to
cash him out. He's 20. He's 26.
$30 million a year.
He's 26. Yeah. But once you get that position solidified, now everything falls into place. Because now he's the guy that's going to be making the calls. He's going to be the leader up front. And and guess what? He understands what Todd Monken want to do.
By the way,
that's it.
Creed Humphreys, and that's a good point with the Todd Monken connection, but Creed Humphreys set the center market last year.
Yeah.
18 mil per. That's the highest paid center.
Right, but the cap took a huge jump this year.
I'm just saying.
Right, I bet you he gets at least 25.
I think that's probably reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't think he's getting to 30, probably 25.
If they was talking about playing Rasheed, what's his name, the tackle from the Packers?
Yeah.
If he was getting 21, and Chris Paul, not the basketball player, was getting 17. No. No, we're gonna overpay for him.
The highest guard contract in football is $24 million a year.
By the way, Alec Pierce. $84 million of his $116 is guaranteed.
Wow,
a lot of money.
Wow.
By the way, if you do get Linderbaum, you can find a way. Now it opens it up where you can get if you want to go tackle, you can go tackle in the draft, and now you feel halfway decent. Yeah. Because if you go, you say, if I could fill one role at tackle, I've upgraded at center, and I've upgraded at right tackle.
And then again, you bring in a veteran guard on a 1-year deal, cheap money. You draft a guard in the third, fourth round. If he's ready, you go with the young guy. If he's not, he sits a year and watches.
And DeJuan Jones is a lottery ticket if he plays.
And then you got Whippler to play the other guard. You have DeJuan as your backup tackle.
I like it. That is the move I would make. And by the way, that gives you the best opportunity to get. I think that way, that gives you the best opportunity to make an evaluation on the quarterback. And on top of that, you can actually make your running game a part of it and make Quinshon Judkins another part of your offense to make the offense move and work better. I just think it's no brainer.
I'd like to see the Browns, whether it's free agency or I was thinking about this more because we talked about Love, the running back, right? And the Browns probably not going to draft him at 6. Although like I said, I wouldn't be against it. The idea of having 2 really good backs.
I
like that. I think even if the Browns are not going down that road, I think they should seriously consider adding a quality running back.
On my mock draft, listen, Nick Singleton was available in the 3rd or 4th round. The running back out of Penn State.
Yeah.
They got him and Katron Allen. Those guys who watch Big Ten football see these guys. I think you need another back. Simpson is
he's a third back.
He's a third back. He's third down back. But you need another guy that you can hand the ball to. Don't just go with a boring
veteran. Get another playmaker
with some juice.
Because it might be easier to get another really good playmaker there than getting another wide receiver because running backs tend to drop in the draft.
They
even
do.
Good ones. Like you're much more likely to find a good running back in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round than you are at other positions.
I would say top of the 2nd round if you want to go that route, right where you found Quinshon.
Well, yeah, maybe the same. Maybe,
but I think wasn't Chubb a high 2nd round pick?
Yep.
Wow. So, big signing here, guys. The Chiefs are signing Kenneth Walker.
Wow.
The Seahawks, the Super Bowl MVP goes to the Chiefs. Wow. They are not messing around after a down year.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes back behind closed doors.
Well, they haven't had a good running game.
Yeah.
Who tweeted that out?
What's that?
Who tweeted that?
Ian Rappaport.
Oh, he's the first one.
And now Garofalo, and now Diana Rossini.
Well, they're all following.
So that means
the agents text. They have one text. Yeah, all of the.
That's why they mention the agents, which is
right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So now
it doesn't matter who tweets it.
They're all getting the same information.
So now let's get to so Pacheco's out, right?
Yeah, but Pacheco 2 years ago looked like he was going to be good. Then he got hurt, and he's just not been the same.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to be one of them.
The Chiefs were like, we got a lot of improving to do.
Yeah,
and they're not messing around. Meanwhile, the Bengals with this multi-million-dollar passing game are sitting on their hands as usual. First day of free agency.
So we haven't even talked. Do you think the Browns are going to make a splash today?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think
Linderbaum's going to get signed today, so you don't think he ends up coming here?
No, I don't think he comes here.
No,
but I think it'd be phenomenal if he did. That would be the number one. That would be the number one target for me in free agency. That would be it.
I agree. I think it makes more. I think offensive line makes more sense because for me in general, I believe all offensive line play is at an all-time worst. I think finding elite offensive lineman is. I mean, if you get one, that's why I'm looking at the Ravens. Like, if you just got to do like that, why would you ever?
I think that's the only splash move that's possible for the Browns today is Linderbaum. If I were them, I would go. I agree with you, Jason. I'd go all in on him. But I don't know. I just, who knows? You're right. Generally, with offensive linemen, you think they'll just take the most money. But maybe he wants to play on a team that he thinks can win right now.
Can somebody tell me why Decker from the Lions, why he wanted to be released?
He wanted an extension. They wouldn't give an extension.
I mean,
same thing with Trent Williams.
I mean, Taylor, how old is Decker?
33.
He's getting up there, but he ain't 37.
See, good teams don't just overpay on guys. They believe in their draft and development program.
There you go.
Right, that's the problem.
That's
the Lions just got good now.
That's how healthy teams do it.
The Lions just kind of got good.
Yeah, but these are the people in place that put
right.
there.
The people in place have done a good job.
I get you. That's fair. Yeah. The people there, that's there. They.
Free agency is supposed to be a stopgap to fix your draft misses. That's it.
Or a supplement.
And occasionally you get like a Linderbaum situation where a guy is really good and really young, makes it to the market. That's very rare.
Yes.
Usually the reason why these free agent contracts are so absurd
is because you didn't develop the guys you had.
Yeah.
You missed.
So you got.
There are misses like up front. I told you, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like up front, they've been taking, and it's the two positions that we need: receiver and offensive line.
Yeah,
we've been taking L's for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
we've been missing.
Now the bills come due.
Yeah. Andrew Berry has not done anything at that position.
If I believe, I'm certain Jed's been hurt. If Jed Wills had been healthy, he'd still be in the league, and maybe he's coming back in the league now.
I heard he's working out with people.
Yeah, so that
it was still a bad pick.
I still maintain he was just an average player.
Well, you don't draft. Guys got to be better than average in the first round.
But when you compound the injuries on top of it, and now he's been out of the league for the last year. But that was, you wouldn't be looking for a left tackle if that was a better hit. Zach Zinter was a big miss, and that's what put you in this position now.
Yeah. And then Conklin was hurt back and forth. That was one of their big signings, and they signed him.
They gave him an extension. We thought he was going to retire. They gave him a 3-year extension.
Yeah, which was stupid.
That just goes to show you how line play is. It's tough. Defensive linemen are getting better every year and faster, and offensive line play is just getting progressively.
Right, which is why signing Tyler Linderbaum makes a lot of sense. But I guess we'll see what he wants to do. Go ahead, Mike.
We got one more thing before we put a little pause on the show and react to the rest of the news. Earl did a 216 this weekend. Make sure you guys check it out on our YouTube page. He talked about some of the free agent targets he hopes the Browns will go after in the next coming days. So it is on our YouTube page. Give it a like. Check it out. Support our guy Earl and Cecil. Bull, real quick, we'll spend a few minutes on the Guardians because Daniel Espino was optioned to AAA. You and I spoke yesterday. You said that was to be expected.
Yep.
Nothing that wasn't part of the plan for Espino throughout spring training, but it got me thinking. He was a guy that was in the Gavin Williams Bybee trio. He had the highest upside of the trio when they were all young prospects. He's yet to pitch at any real level because of a numerous slate of injuries.
Yeah.
But he
basically hasn't pitched for 3 years.
Appears to be healthy.
Yeah.
Has thrown some in spring training. Is there a chance that this guy could actually maybe not live up to the hype because the hype was so high when he was a top prospect, but is there a chance he could end up turning into a weapon out of the bullpen or as a starter at some point?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to ever be a starter.
Have you fully given up on the Espino stock, I guess?
No, I'm still he was throwing hard, Jason.
Yeah.
The velocity is still really good.
Yeah.
He's nasty. It was good to see him. I think he's made 2 or 3 appearances in spring training, and he's looked great. The talent is still there. He's had a ton of injuries. The smart play is to have him in the bullpen. I think use that stuff in the bullpen.
Just because of the innings?
You
can protect him a little bit more.
You can manage him better in the bullpen And I think he could be a very good weapon for the Guardians at some point this year out of the pen.
Totally agree. I'm excited to see him. Hopefully he could stay healthy. I think he stays as a starter over, certainly at least for this year. You just got to get him healthy and just get a full year out of him.
Yeah.
If he can, and he's got to dominate. If he can go down to AAA and he can dominate out of the pen.
Yeah.
Like this baseball's become such a bullpen game and heavy on relievers.
Yeah.
If you add him as I think he could easily work his way into eventually to be a closer type. But
definitely.
High leverage is the fancy term now. He could be a high leverage guy right away as the 7th, 8th guy, inning guy, bridge guy that leads to.
Yeah. I mean, they could use him in, down the line in some sort of Andrew Miller type of role.
Yeah, but I would just 1 inning. That's it.
Yeah, I'm saying more down the line than this year. But yes, he's a guy that could definitely pitch in high leverage situations. He has as good a stuff as anybody they have. Yep. So, I mean, it's been a long road back for him. But he was, I mean, it's not a surprise he was optioned down to the minors because he hasn't pitched.
And they got to build him up. He's got to build up his workload.
Yeah,
but I think we'll see him this year if he stays healthy. I think we'll see him.
Man, like, I've been hearing. Listen, we didn't have a dude named Pomerantz back in the day.
You know what? He's turned himself into a good reliever the last few years. Yeah. Finally, after all these years. I will say it's going to be interesting. These last bench spots for the Guardians lineup. Will they have to cut Nolan Jones or try to trade him? Because think about it. Right now, the guys are going to be on the roster. You got the 2 catchers with Hedges and Bo Naylor. You've got Hoskins and Manzardo. That's 4, definitely on the roster. You got Arias and you got Rocchio as 6. You got Jose, that's 7, right? You got Quan is 8. DeLauder is, I mean, he's got to be. I
think he
is 9. Valera's going to be on the roster. That's 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you go with there's 26 players. Most teams do 13 pitchers, 13 hitters. So that's, what did I give you, 10?
10. You got 3
Okay,
spots.
So for the final 3 spots, you have Kafis.
Yeah.
You have Martinez. You have Schneemann. You have Nolan Jones.
I mean, you
Bye-bye Nolan Jones.
And David Fry.
Yeah, he's on.
David Fry's on the team probably. If is he going to be ready to go opening?
I think it's Schneemann.
So the last 2 spots,
roster too.
Schneemann, Martinez, Nolan Jones, and who did I forget?
You mentioned Hoskins.
Yeah,
Hoskins. Okay. I said. So it's basically Schneemann, Nolan Jones, Angel Martinez. And Kafis. Those 4 guys for 2 spots. I think Kafis is going to start the year in the minors.
I think he should.
So he can play every day.
Yeah. He's not a.
I think Nolan Jones has got to be gone. I'd rather keep Schneemann and Martinez as my utility guys.
I think Jones will start the year here, and because Martinez has options left.
Right.
Start the year in the minors, and then if Nolan is hitting 180.
But how much is he going to play?
But he can play all 3 spots.
Right.
And when you've got 2 corner guys with the injury histories that Valera and
DeLauder
have.
I don't know.
I think that they still believe in Nolan because some of the advanced metrics were so good last year, and it just never translated.
Yeah.
But
the starting, I think Valera and DeLauder are going to be the primary corner outfield,
and they should
with Quan in center, which is what they need to do.
That should happen years ago.
And that's why as much as I like Kafis, it makes sense to start him in the minors.
Yeah, Kafis is starting in the minors
because Hoskins. I'm going to play Hoskins every day. I'm going to play Manzardo every day.
Hoskins' arrival sort of sealed Kafis' fate, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, probably. And I think what they'll do
and that's not a bad thing.
They'll platoon Valera and Nolan Jones in right field.
I don't even like
play
that.
DeLauder in left.
They're both lefties.
Oh yeah,
Jones and Valera both.
Yeah, lefties. So who the hell's going to play against lefties? Oh, David Fry. That's right. Not. I don't see how Nolan Jones is playing.
But I think he's just an insurance option right
now.
For DeLauder
He's a bench player.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
So, so what they're going to do, well, I guess Fry can play the outfield. No. He's going to be able to catch.
Yeah. He may push Naylor hard for that spot.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't use him in the outfield. Hoskins, they may... Hoskins got to play every day.
If Bo Naylor's in the ones, he gonna have to come up from out that plate.
Right. Nolan Jones and Valera. There's too many. They need a right-handed hitting outfielder really. Fry. It'd be good if Fry could play the outfield, and then you could platoon him with Valera.
Theoretically, he can.
Yeah, but I think they said they were not comfortable doing that this year.
I don't know.
Again, there's I don't know. They should have gone and got a right-handed hitting outfielder to play. But maybe they want to try to give Valera a chance to play every day. I don't know.
I would love that.
Yeah. And if DeLauder's in the big leagues, he plays every day.
I agree.
Manzardo's going to play every day. I think Hoskins is going to play every day. And obviously Jose, obviously Kwan. So that's, Rocchio and Arias can play most days.
Man,
even though I don't love either of them.
I can't wait to get them off the sticks, man. We've been hearing them names for 6 years.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to be, so we do not have to keep playing these
begging
dudes.
for one of them to take hold of the job, and neither of them.
They just like, nah, we're boys.
We want because then you hopefully get Bazzana by the summer.
They're begging for one.
The other one plays short, and there you go. And Fry if Fry can consistently play catcher. Now remember, Fry was an all-star the first half of 24, and he's basically been useless since then. He stunk in the second half of 24. He was hurt last year. So I don't know where David. That first half of 24 is the only time he was.
That's the anomaly.
Yeah,
but you will hope that. I mean, if you're a Guardians fan, you're hoping that he was hurt, which led to the dip in production, and now that he's healthy and full, he should have been in AAA last year. The fact that they burned a spot on him all year,
was
as
stupid.
a part-time DH was insane. But whatever, because I think he's got options left. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I think he can, if he's healthy and he's hitting. I think he's going to push Bo Naylor for that starting spot.
Right, but are you playing him against righties? I mean, he's really. Maybe they platoon him and Naylor.
Is Bo Naylor any better against righties?
No.
I don't know the splits. I'm asking as a serious question.
I mean, you're going to see the White Sox. Not that the White Sox are a bastion of
start two catchers.
Yeah, and maybe this is.
But those guys are young, good prospects.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of playing. I mean, are the Orioles going to do it with Rutschman and Basayo?
I think Basayo's going to DH most of the time.
But you have two options to catch to share the load.
Yeah, right.
To share. And
I mean, to me, Hedges shouldn't be playing at all this year. I don't even know. He shouldn't be on the roster. If Fry can catch, there's no reason to have Hedges on the roster. But they're going to keep him.
Yes.
It's the right-handed bat, Bull. You just said we needed a right-handed bat.
I think Nolan Jones. I know fans aren't going to want to hear that. I think Jones starts here, and I think Martinez starts in the minors.
Jason, can I ask you one question?
Doesn't mean it's going to be that way on Memorial Day.
I just think Martinez as a bench player has more value than Nolan Jones. But
don't you want Martinez getting at bats every day?
Yeah, I guess so.
Jason, question on Nolan Jones.
Yeah.
Does it concern you at all that he's 1 for his last 23 with 13 strikeouts in training?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
how many Guardians fans know this. What you see on opening day is never the roster that you have 2 months from now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because he can play all three outfield spots and because he's out of options and because they brought him back for a reason, I think he's here.
No, you're right. You're probably right. And they can't say – I mean, Schneemann was a solid player for them
But
last year.
Schneemann's not –
No, but like he's your – you should keep him as a utility guy.
I mean, Schneemann might be the everyday second baseman before long.
I forgot he played second base low key.
He can play anywhere. He can play anywhere.
That's why he's going to be on the team. I think you're
He's
right.
on the team.
I think Jones gets the last spot over Schneemann.
I think
and
Martinez and Kafis start the year in Columbus.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And then if any of the outfielders gets hurt, you bring up Kafis.
Yeah.
Well, if Hoskins, Manzardo, Kwan, DeLauder, or Valera, any of those guys get hurt, I bring up Kafis and he replaces.
Over Martinez?
Yeah.
Kafis over Martinez?
Martinez would be if something happens to somebody in the middle infield more.
Or center. He can play center.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd rather have Martinez as an everyday center fielder than Nolan. Again,
I guess for center. You're right for center. But corner, if it's corner or first or DH, then I go to Kafis.
I am not advocating for Nolan Jones to get a ton of at-bats. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just think because he's out of options.
I just don't think he's going to play much.
I don't think he is
So
either.
I don't know how he's going to.
But,
we'll
I mean,
see.
DeLauder could trip coming out of the dugout and pull a hamstring.
Yeah, he hasn't even. We're still a few weeks away from the start of the season, so the guy's got to stay healthy.
Yeah. My hot take is you might not see Bazzana at all this year.
Well, you will. Yeah,
unless he stinks or he's hurt.
I mean, I don't.
Even if he stinks, he's coming.
Really? Yeah, he's going to be up. They already look bad.
I mean, like June.
Yeah, he'll be up.
I think. If he's playing well.
No, just say he's playing mid-sauce.
He'll be up in June. He's got to be up by June unless he's hurt.
I mean, now listen, the odds of this are 1 in a million, but if Rocchio and Arias are both hitting.
Yeah, good luck.
I know.
Oh yeah, then you're not right.
But if they're not going to force him in.
No,
if he's not,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but he needs to force his way onto the team. He does.
Arias and Rokia, my concern is they'll play just decent enough or not bad enough where they're like, you know what, Bazana, he pulled a calf.
They need to get Bazana up.
I mean,
he's healthy.
Yeah,
I mean, we talk about 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
Just 3 years, dog.
All right, Mike.
All right, guys, make sure you guys like us on all of our social media channels and make sure you're subscribed to the UCSS channel so when we go live, when the Browns inevitably make a free agent move, you'll be the first to find it. You can follow us on our Twitter account, our Instagram, our TikTok. It's there on the screen. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. All right, we're going to react to some of the free agency moves that have come out. We got the numbers for the Kenneth Walker signing, by the way. I don't know if you saw that, Bull, but it is a $45 million deal. 3 years, 28.7 is guaranteed.
Yeah. Running backs still get paid nothing.
I was going to say, that does not sound outrageous at all.
It makes him the fourth highest paid running back in football, for what it's worth.
If your son is playing running back, please move his position.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. I mean, these dudes is getting minimoski.
Gee, think of it like this. You could be Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP, getting $14.35 million this year. Or you could be Alec Pierce, a one-time 1,000-yard receiver who got $29 million.
Yeah. $29 million, barely and and think about it, it ain't even the same 1,000. They didn't add more games. Like, he got barely 1,000 with 17 games, big dog. That's crazy.
The biggest deal of the day so far, Jalen Phillips, the pass rusher, this is within the last minute, $120 million over 4 years to the Carolina Panthers, $80 million in guarantees.
The Bengals know they need defensive players, by the way. Are they aware of this?
For what?
Jalen Watson signing with the Rams, 3 years, $51 million. Cornerback Laramie Tunsil, a 2-year extension with Washington, 2 years, $60 million. Mike said it, 4 for $120 for Jalen Phillips, $80 million guaranteed.
How is Laramie Tunsil always a free agent?
He wasn't a free agent. They just
I feel like Laramie Tunsil either gets traded for big picks or gets an extension every year.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jalen Phillips has 6 sacks in the last 2 years.
That's why I said for what?
He got $80 million guaranteed.
And he was hurt one of them years.
We got to not be apoplectic about contracts.
I'm just saying
it's play money. It doesn't matter. Let's not.
The money is relative. You know,
a lot of money.
If you need a defensive end and you don't have one, you're gonna spend the money.
Yeah.
So
Cade Otton re-signs with the Bucks, 3-year deal.
I saw that.
The Browns have done nothing. What are they doing?
Yeah, it's 12:42, man.
Barry told you next year is when they would be more aggressive than this year.
What is the word he used? That nerd word he used?
I don't know.
Patience?
That's a big word.
No, he used the word about like our spending window or some stupid word, something like that.
I don't know.
Come on, how does nobody remember this?
I was there.
I love how all the insiders go crazy about these free agent moves. Is like they've solved their problem. Meanwhile, 75% of these guys are going to stink on their new teams, or be mediocre and get cut the following year, or traded for a 7th round pick.
I've learned my lesson. We
have a trade involving the Steelers. Michael Pittman Jr. has been traded from the Colts to the Steelers.
That's actually a big move.
Yes, that's a solid up. They had no number 2 receiver. Now they got Pittman and Metcalf. So the Steelers have improved their wide receiver 2 situation in a big way.
Who's throwing it to him?
Well, that's a question. That's a good question.
Will Howard. Yeah, they're
going to sign one of these veterans.
What do you think the price for Pittman was?
Probably not much.
A third?
I bet you not even that.
Thirds is the new 2s. They
traded a 2 for Metcalf last year.
Yeah, you 2.
Yeah, but Pittman's not as good as Metcalf.
Well, that's why I said a 3. My guess.
I don't know.
Pittman was pretty good.
You knew the Colts were going to have to. They just paid Alec Pierce a boatload of money.
Yeah,
you figured they would have to move somebody else. So
they still got Adonai Mitchell.
No, he's in the Jets.
They traded him.
He was part of the Sauce Gardner deal.
Oh yeah, right.
Pittman was pretty good. I mean, Pittman had 80 catches, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns last year.
They didn't give up much. Pelissero says it's a late round pick flop.
Flop?
He probably meant to say swap, but he said he wrote flop.
Flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Yeah,
It's probably one of those where you like.
I'm sorry, was that Pittman?
Yeah, it was probably one of these where they traded Pittman and a fifth for a third or something.
Yeah, guys don't. Man, listen, guys don't be giving up threes like that. Like threes is like.
Would you have given up a late round pick for Michael Pittman? I know you have to re-sign him. His contract expires after next year, I believe. I'll double check on that, but it feels like a pretty good price for a pretty good receiver.
How old is he?
He's not great. Pittman is. He just turned 28.
What did he do last year?
80 catches, 800 yards, 7 touchdowns.
That's a sneaky decent season.
He's been healthy his whole career.
Better than anything the Browns have.
Yeah, them numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would have been interested.
But
in that.
I mean, you can't trade for everybody.
No,
like
I mean, Pittman's better than Jerry Jeudy, but he's not a number one receiver.
Right.
That's the thing.
At his best, at Jerry Judy's best, I think he's better than Pittman.
I think they're the same. I think they're both at their best. They're really good number 2 receivers. That's to me. I'd rather Pittman's just been more consistent. Yeah, it's not like he's played with great quarterbacks either.
Yeah. Maybe they're drafting a receiver. How many receivers? I think that we was looking at these mock drafts when I was doing my podcast, and I mean, I think the Browns draft 2 receivers. I think they might draft 2 receivers. I think they might
definitely taking 2 receivers.
I think they've taken 3 linemen. 3.
Well, yeah. I mean, who knows at what point? Some of those could be late.
But we said free agency is going to tell you a lot about what they're going to do in the draft. If they ain't making no moves with none of these free agents, and especially some of the bigger names that can come in right now and start, you got to consider. You might be thinking, oh well, they might be drafting a bunch of guys up front, because that's where they're gonna have to fill their roster if they ain't gonna fill it through trades or free agency.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have those draft picks either way.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're gonna be allocated towards, because say for instance they don't make a move and they don't bring anybody of any note in, right? You would have to think that they like their options in the draft a lot more than taking money and spending them on guys right now.
I mean, they're going to spend some money. The Browns, they're not going to completely sit on their hands. They might, what do you think? Do we think they're going to sign anybody today? What's the prediction? I bet they do. I just don't think it'll be a huge move. But I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
I would hope they would sign somebody today.
I hope we come in tomorrow with a signing reaction. That'd be fun.
Breer says the Colts are sending Pittman to the Steelers for a late round pick swap. So they're basically getting him for very
6
little.
for a 7. Something like that.
Something like that. How much money the Browns got?
Enough.
I mean, everybody's got enough.
I mean,
the Browns don't have a lot of cap space compared to most teams, though, right? Even with all the contract manipulation.
Yeah,
you can finagle the cap however you want to finagle the cap. They can create as much space as they want to.
Trading Pittman opens up $24 million in cap space for the Colts. That's why they did it.
Okay, all right. The Colts
and the Steelers are going to sign Pittman to an extension, which was part of this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if you're the Browns, do you want to have both Jerry Jeudy and Pittman on $20-something million extensions? I don't.
No.
I got to have a number 1 guy. I'd rather,
You can get you a young. If you can get you a. That's. I agree with Sean. King says. The draft is the only place you can get premium talent at
premium prices.
Like bottom of the barrel prices. Like you got Pittman or Cardell Tate. Give me Cardell Tate. Give me Mekhi Lemon or Rashid. What's his name? Shaheed. Yeah.
Rashid.
Yeah.
I said that.
Nah,
you forgot the S.
Should I say Raheed?
Yes.
Raheem. Same.
I meant to say that.
But you can get guys in the draft. But I would like to see the Browns get somebody. We need to.
It's exciting. The Dolphins are signing Malik Willis.
Is that official?
According to Ian Rappaport, 3 years, $67.5 million. So he did not get over $30 million a year. But he got almost 30. No.
Quick math.
22.
No, it's 22 a year.
22.5, not 32.5.
And 45 guaranteed, so 15 a year guaranteed.
Well, I don't know that it's 15 a year guaranteed.
Well, I'm just saying if you split it by
Yeah. Ravens signing offensive lineman John Simpson to a 3-year deal. That's a re-signing by the Ravens.
So real quick, Malik
So
Willis.
all along we thought Malik Willis would go. Yeah, that seemed like the most likely is that he would go to Miami. Then Miami cut Tua today. So Malik Willis is going to be the starting quarterback in Miami. Again, a 3-year, $67.5 million deal, $45 million guaranteed.
That is significantly less than the projection.
Yeah, you were right, Jason.
That's the Daniel Jones market. 45 over 3 guaranteed. 15.
Yeah. That's still a lot for an unproven player.
It's a lot.
From Liberty, too.
It's probably, I wouldn't say $15 million a year guaranteed because it's that $45 million, I'm guessing, is
I'm just
probably the next 2 years. But yeah.
But still, his projected was somewhere in the 32.5.
Yeah.
But that always felt like bogus.
Agent speak. That was agent speak.
But he got him enough.
Yeah,
for still a lot for a guy who's played
6
games.
Like he got him enough. Listen, job well done.
But it's also not a crippling number where if he flops, you can. Although I mean, I don't know what Tua's dead cap is.
I guess they're this year.
I guess they're taking it all this year. Or
No, they split over 2 years.
So what's next year?
2 years.
Do you know?
It's 99 over 2
But
years.
either way, even if he stinks, it doesn't stop them from drafting a quarterback or whatever.
Right.
So
I mean, they got off Minka Fitzpatrick,
Tyreek Hill. They basically have Jalen Waddle and Devin Achane. That's about it.
I thought that they would totally tank and play Quinn Ewers, so I'm a little surprised. I mean, obviously the connection with the Packers guys going to Miami, it makes perfect sense. But I kind of thought taking the big hit on Tua that they might just roll with Quinn Ewers and go 2-15 and.
Well, they got a backup now.
It's $99.2 million dead cap for Tua, and they said they're going to spread it over 2 years.
Hafley coached Malik Willis in Green Bay.
Right.
So obviously he knows him well.
Right.
He must think he's
a
starting quarterback.
Yep.
And if he is, well, they got him at a bargain price.
Yeah.
If he's really good.
And to be truthful, he's 27, but he ain't played. So he's not. It's not like he old. He ain't took no hits.
He can be good for 10 years. He's really good. I mean, he can be their quarterback for a decade, easy.
So that's a thing.
I'm rooting for him. I liked him coming out of college.
Here's another big one there, Jason. The Bears are signing defensive tackle Neville Gallimore.
Ooh. Cross him off the Browns list.
2 years, $12 million.
Minimoski. Like that's like a. That's one of them. That's one of them joints that Bull wanted to get for a guard. He wanted.
Yes.
That's the guard's contract.
What I want to do.
Yeah, 2 years, $12 million.
That's what they should be doing.
And it's already and it's front loaded too. It's like 8 this year and 4 next year, but $2.5 million on it.
Right.
See how you.
Not some $20 million guy who can't block the run.
You're like, yeah, man. Matter of fact, if he don't do that, he might not even that post June 1 cut next year. He's a cap casualty.
All right, we got some super chats to wrap up today's show. First one comes from Miss Melanated 8481. Why win a few games with a placeholder when you can establish a franchise quarterback, but no one can be successful with that offensive line?
That's why we need Linderbaum today.
By the way, Isaiah Likely just signed a 3-year deal with the Giants. Your Giants.
Returning with Harbaugh.
All right.
And he has a bigger role. He said he wanted a bigger role. He's outside of the shadows
3
of Mark
years,
Andrews.
$40 million. Could be with incentives. Could be up to $47.5 million for Isaiah Likely.
That's about the expected price tag was just over 10. JB Hoop says, Bull.
Yo.
Would you want Kyler Murray as the backup in Cincinnati, given the fact that Burrow will most likely miss a few games?
No, I'd actually just bring back Joe Flacco. I think if
Is
Joe
Browning a free agent?
What's that?
Is Jake Browning a free agent?
Jake Browning is a free agent. I think Joe Flacco will come back unless Joe has a chance to start somewhere, which I doubt. I think he'll come back to Cincinnati. He'll go back to Cincinnati as the backup. Michael Pittman, 3-year, $59 million deal from the Steelers.
That feels pretty rich for someone 28 years old.
Yeah.
Tunsil on an extension. Did you say that already?
Yeah, I mentioned that one.
Tunsil done made a lot of money in his career.
But I'd be okay with Kyler Murray as a backup. But why would he go be a backup for the Bengals?
Nah, he wants to
start. He'll be able to start somewhere.
Brody's bottom line said, Jason, did you ever play football before?
Yes.
Okay, there's a couple. These next ones are all kind of related. Everyone's mad at Jason for what he said about Shedeur. So
shocking.
Do you want to read one by one?
Just read them. It don't matter.
All right. Mr. In My Zone says, isn't it obvious he doesn't watch film now? LOL, limited reads. Just say what you really want to say, Jason.
I did say what I wanted to say.
Damon Johnson says, I'm tired of Jason low-key calling Shedeur dumb. Like he be for real. All the access Shedeur has, and he don't know how to watch film. Get real. D Neon said all of a sudden Shedeur doesn't watch film, probably coming from the worst offensive staff in the NFL by the players. 3X Shot says, so Jason is okay with Kyler, who needed a clause in his contract to watch film, but he doesn't want Sanders because he heard from unknown sources he doesn't watch film. It's obvious.
I mean, Kyler.
It's not unknown sources. It's known.
Kyler on a 1-year minimum deal is not the worst thing in the world, but it's not going to happen, so it don't matter.
Zion Flowers says saying Shedeur can't read defense is egregious, especially when he has film and you can watch him read the defense. But no, let's just lie. He is one of the best pressure to sack ratios in the entire league.
Okay.
Brody also says Jason now saying he doesn't watch film. At some point, just say you don't like Shedeur because it's getting old with this. Nobody's telling you this. Fake sources.
Yep, I'm making things up.
Brody's bottom line
People
also
are so
says
stupid.
Bull Boston has 3 guys who are battle tested.
Only 3? That includes their 2 best players. Does it not?
Who? What do you mean?
I said that he's saying that only 3 players on the Celtics are battle tested.
I don't know. You just said Bull. Boston got 3 players who is battle
because
tested.
you said the Celtics
I said the Celtics are battle tested.
Yeah.
And he's arguing saying only 3 players.
They won a championship with
they
2 best players who were still there.
So hold on.
Was Pritchard there for their championship?
Yeah. So was Hauser.
Pritchard, Hauser.
So that's at least 4.
5. Derek White, Tatum, Brown, Pritchard, Hauser.
Vujic has played in the playoffs.
And that's their 5 of their best players.
Vucevic sucks in the playoffs. I wouldn't count.
I'm just saying.
I mean, but he's played in the playoffs.
They have 2 elite players who are now back and healthy.
The Cavs have no championship medal.
Like
the Celtics do.
If you look at it,
that's not true. Thomas Bryant's made it finals.
Yeah, there it is. Thomas Bryant.
Tell that G. Bush Warren wannabe is not.
Did you just call Thomas Bryant a G. Bush wannabe?
Yeah.
How's it?
He looks like if G. Bush got hit in the face with a shovel.
That's crazy. Bizarro Bush. Hey man, listen, Thomas Bryant. If you look like a messed up G. Bush, you still winning. That means you up 5, bro. You won.
Jets signed former Bengal Joseph Osai. Can you really call him a pass rusher if he had 14.5 sacks in 4 years?
Nah. You at least gotta to be called a pass rusher. You gotta at least have 7 sacks. 7 sacks is like okay.
Yeah.
Last one. Goth Smasher says, "Yo, big pause on that G. Bush update. My checks is crazy work."
Oh yeah. Update that. Update my cheeks joint was crazy.
Cheeks.
Yeah.
We snuck
update the cheeks.
That's.
I noticed that one. That was good.
Hold on.
That was crazy.
Hold on.
Osai, 3 years, $36 million.
Hold on. Hey, listen.
We gonna get.
Hold on. Hey, we gotta. Listen. We gotta throw the challenge flag. Hey, under no circumstances can the cheeks be updated. That's crazy
Don't
work.
update the cheeks,
There will not be PBLG.
Leaving the cheeks as is. Got it, G.
Programming alert. There's no overtime today because we have to meet with.
You don't have to tell anybody. I mean,
we have meetings. We have meetings we have to attend at 1:00. So there's no overtime.
No,
today.
you have meetings.
Yeah. You're right. Me, Anthony, and Earl have meetings. You guys.
We'll see you tomorrow with all the. We're not leaving this yet.
We still have 2 minutes.
Come on,
We're
man.
not done yet.
Hopefully the Browns make a move, even if it's not huge, between now and the time we come on the air tomorrow at 11.
I don't think it's gonna be a move being made, and I don't know why. In my heart of hearts, I feel like ain't nothing coming, man.
They'll make a move.
I think they'll make a move.
I agree. I think they'll do something
by 6:00 tonight.
What about no Linderbaum, though, right?
I don't think he's coming here.
Haven't heard his name yet today.
No.
And we haven't though.
You think he would have been one of the first guys signed?
If the Ravens ain't gonna give him that money, we the only other team that can give it to him.
And the Ravens already signed one of their other offensive linemen.
If he hasn't signed yet, and it is 12:58 and 50 whatever seconds. 12:59.
Yeah.
He's about to get a bag of all back. We got a whole minute. We're good for another 50 seconds.
No, I know. That had nothing to do with you.
Got you. No.
Yeah.
The fact that he hasn't signed me, there is a bidding war behind the scenes going on.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why else would he not have signed at this point?
Not everybody signs the first second.
Guess what? The bidding war didn't start 59 minutes ago.
Yeah. What do you think? These bidding wars are happening now?
You think these teams
illegally
tampered?
What do you think? Right at noon, the Alex Pierce's agent called the Colts and was like, "Hey, 4 years, $116 million."
I like to believe people still have a little dignity.
No,
I need a bidding war over me like this.
I actually do believe that people behind the scenes are like, "Oh no, we got a deal for the 130. Can you do 132?
Yeah.
Can you 135?"
But they're doing that before noon.
Yeah.
Well, if the Browns make a move, we'll go live on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like button.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow on UCSS. Peace.